nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their series. The team goes for 2 straight wins against the Rangers and 3 straight overall as their series continues. Zach Gallen will be on the mound. And the Cardinals are traveling to Minnesota for joint practices with the Vikings prior to Saturday's preseason finale. The team also signed linebacker Zach McLeod. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Yeah! Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Tuesday, look for mostly sunny skies, temperatures topping out close to 104 degrees. And then for tonight, temperatures dipping down into those upper 80s with partly cloudy skies.
Good afternoon, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan with Precision Air and Plumbing. A broken AC in these temps is not an option. We offer fast AC repair with no service fee, nights and weekends included. Call us today at 602-FIX-MY-AC or go online, precisionairandplumbing.com.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. And is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, everybody, we say good afternoon to you. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, also on the iHeartRadio app. We are hanging out today at the Barrio Queen. Tempe Marketplace is where you can find us, and it is packed. Man, oh, man, they got a great lunch crowd going on. We are sequestered nicely in the bar area, which is always a good spot for Manuch and I. Jax is here as well. We'll bring a cold one for Richie. He's back in the studio. And it is Taco Tuesday at the Barrio Queen, and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Manuch, were you loving life last night with the baseball game and the NFL game? That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, going to the 11th inning, you're going, oh my gosh, the D-backs are going to lose another close one.
Yeah.
By the way, did they have like 25 pitchers?
I think it was 26.
Yeah, 26. By the way, Richie Rich, our fine board ops, technical director back there, he and I were talking about the show on the way in, and I said, Rich, I mean, what's the record for amount of pitchers? Because I think D-backs has 7 last night, and I think that Texas had, 4 or 5. Yeah. Richie, being the sleuth that he is, he digs it all up. Rich, what did you find out? A game in 2019 that went like 25 innings or something like that, used 26 pitchers. What game was that?
Yeah, 25 pitchers in a Giants and Rockies game in San Francisco in 2019.
Wow.
25 pitchers over 16 innings.
Wow. I think a festival broke out or something like that. They had a bullpen convention or something of that nature.
They had that.
But this whole thing about pitching by committee or bullpen by committee, and as I mentioned yesterday, I think they're setting Jarvis up, who went 5 innings last night, to be that, I feel, maybe be their next – maybe their 5th guy in the rotation, or he could be the 4th guy. He went 3 innings a couple days ago. He went 5 last night. So maybe he just could be the young man that they use as another starting pitcher. And then, oh my gosh, a preseason game with meaning to it? Seriously?
It was great.
The Commanders and Ravens. And what did I tell you, 2 knuckleheads, you Rock and the 3 knuckleheads and Jax, that the Commanders were not going to allow this team to win their 25th in a row preseason game on their field. Did I not say that yesterday?
You said that.
They were jacked up. So it was
like a regular season game.
God, that's kind of an oxymoron.
It is.
For a preseason game.
Yeah.
They had excitement. Guys were fired up.
Yep.
Game-winning field goal. Guys were jumping up and down. I'm like, wait a second. It's a preseason game, right?
Second preseason game.
But the one thing that you got to understand, that guys have got to play for something.
Yeah.
They've got to have some kind of meaning to get yourself up mentally, to get yourself to be physical, to be attentive, to have that intensity.
Sure.
Just to make sure you don't get hurt. So I thought it was a fun game to watch.
It was fun.
For a preseason. Even in Buck and Aikman were talking about, hey, this is a fun game. This is like a normal regular season game with meaning.
Yeah.
And I kind of caught myself going, but this is a preseason game.
I know.
But guys, the starters wanted to stay in there.
They wanted to play.
They went too deep. I think there might have been a couple guys that came off the bench late. But, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement to see the D-backs pull one out and see a regular preseason game as if it was a regular season game.
All right, Richie, we got all of that to get into and much more, so let's go.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we'll start with the D-backs. They will play the Rangers again this evening. Downtown Chase Field is where you can find that game tonight. Last night's game had all of the drama that you could ever ask for in a Major League Baseball game. I'm just going to say this, Manuch. When Manuch, who started the game for the Diamondbacks, only pitched 2/3 of an inning. I don't know if that was by design or if he got a hangnail or if he was tired. It was wild because he gets the 2 outs, and here comes Torey Lovullo out to the mound. Okay, dude, you're out of here. And then that's when the parade of pitchers began.
Yeah, that was just interesting to see.
It was.
You thought he'd go at least an inning.
Yeah.
Just to get an inning. But you got to think about him as being a reliever that if he goes 2 out, if he goes 1 out, 2 outs, he's a setup guy more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So Manuch comes out, and then here comes McGuff, who's been McGruff as of late. He goes an inning and a third. And then Ciccone, when you look at him coming in,
right,
in reference to the 5 innings that I misspoke. I said Jarvis. I meant Ciccone came in for those 5 innings. So when I look at something like that, I think of, a couple things. Maybe Ciccone starts off a little rough or his nerves quite aren't there from the first pitch. So you need a couple guys maybe go, a 2 1/3 innings basically when you look at something like that. But he comes in, he gives up 3 hits and gives up the 1 run immediately. So you just kind of go, well, okay. But Martinez comes in, Castro, Sewald, Ginkel got real interesting there.
It did.
In that 11th inning. And they win the game. So only 3 runs out of the 7 pitchers and only 5 hits. So by committee, only giving up 5 hits.
All right.
And 3 runs against the Texas Rangers.
The top team in the AL Central.
You got to give this pitching staff, this bullpen staff, a lot of credit. I quite frankly thought it could be the first one to 15 wins this game. When you see something like that. But on the other side, Montgomery had a hell of a game.
Yeah, he pitched well.
And then Orlando Chapman comes in, and he looked vulnerable. When you look at that, Jimmy. I mean, he gave up the dinger, and then Smith comes in, goes 2/3 of an inning, gives the game-winning knock to Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
Game, set, match. So it was their bullpen that succumbed as opposed to the Diamondbacks.
All right, so let me drop this on you then. So we know that the Diamondbacks have 3 starters. They got Merrill. They got a guy named Fott. Okay. And then your favorite player, Gallant. So,
Gallant, who starts tonight.
Yep.
He and Gray will go at it tonight.
Yep. Okay. And then that's it. And then your 4th starter is starter by committee. Your 5th starter is starter by committee. Is that that's the way I view it at the moment.
Or the way I looked at it last night, since Ciccone threw the 5 innings. Is he a starter with an asterisk next to his name?
Could be.
And we've seen this a couple times. It's really something new that you see. We're going to catch up with Jesse Friedman here of GoPHNX.com at 1:30. He's a beat writer for GoPHNX.com to ask him what he thought about or what is the strategy or what do they do moving forward with this kind of scenario. Now, I mentioned Jarvis. He could be another one, as I mentioned, in the making. Ciccone, another one that could be that guy. Davies, who, quite frankly, when he's going to be up and down.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they discovered something. But in the meantime, when you get a Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly get in trouble, you've taxed your bullpen from a start.
I'm with you on that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You've taxed those guys. All of a sudden, Zach Gallen gives up 5 in 2 innings, and you're in this wild card race where you're only a half game out of that third position of the wild card, and you need somebody for some extra innings, and you got to leave him in there because you've taxed that bullpen. Now where are you at?
Well, so maybe that's why Manaply only pitched 2/3 of an inning, because they may go to him again tonight.
Well, if you look at it, the only guy that pitched the extra innings basically was Ciccone.
Yeah,
the 5 innings. And you're right. The other ones just pitched an inning.
Yep.
So 3 outs, got some work in.
Yep.
Keep the arm fresh, and you go from there. I'm just curious to hear this strategy from the perspective, and can they maintain this moving forward for the next 5 weeks?
Right. And they're only a half game out of the final wild card spot right now. So a lot to play for, which makes it really a lot of fun. All right, in the NFL, the Cardinals getting ready for their final preseason game. They will play the Minnesota Vikings on Saturday. Right now, on this particular setup, they're going to work out with the Vikings. Manuch, did you guys do that back in the day?
Yeah, we said that like 5 or 6 times. You were listening, Jimmy. I was talking about that like 3 or 4 times.
I tried to tune you out.
Jax, did I talk about the Packers, the Browns, and the all the teams that came into Buffalo?
I might have been on vacation.
No, you were there. I mean, my goodness. Yes, Jimmy, for the 10th time.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We used to have guys that would come in. Either we'd go to Cleveland or Cleveland would come to us. Or Green Bay would come in, and we go to Green Bay.
Yeah.
And we'd we do a Saturday scrimmage, and then we might spend the day prior to that standpoint. So, yeah, we did that the 3 years I was there in Buffalo.
Okay.
We did that several times.
Okay. Now, this is where I'm going then with this question. And that is, now in the last week or so, you have seen coaches cancel those combined scrimmages. A report also coming out between the Colts and the Chiefs. A fight broke out, and apparently there was maybe a late hit that was involved, maybe what the Colts considered a dirty play.
Cheap shot.
Cheap shot. And so they had to stop that scrimmage. Do you think that because of what we have seen with those inter-squad scrimmages like that, do you think that might change now in the NFL?
No. That happens periodically. Hell, the Raiders get in a fight with anybody and everybody.
Well, they would, yeah.
And you just say, look, guys, cool your jets. Keep it above board. Nobody hits below the waist. That's the whole thing. Is nobody hits below the waist.
Okay.
Stay up. We're going to thud. We're not going to tackle. We're going to play tag out here. Now, you want competition aggressiveness, but you don't want anybody taking any kind of a cheap shot from that particular standpoint. That's not going to stop. Matter of fact, I encourage that.
Okay.
Because you get bored with each other, and then the competition and the competition and you getting better against somebody else works.
Yeah, they could just hand out, fines
or
even suspensions if it were to get to a point.
Yeah.
If the fines didn't work, they could do suspensions, so on and so forth.
If you're afraid to go do that, then go get a dog, for crying out loud.
Okay.
No, I would not.
I was just wondering what your take would be.
No, absolutely not.
All right.
That happens. Guys are feisty, ornery. It's the 4th week of training camp.
Yep.
You want to break camp. A lot of guys like the Cardinals have broken camp. They're home or they're still in their hotels.
Right.
But you just get some more competition. Guys get a little feisty. It's human nature. It happens.
All right. That brings us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, you can head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching #sexy roof status. And here is the State 48 question of the day. What is the best position for Isaiah Simmons? You have 4 options. 1, safety. 2, edge rusher. 3, weak side linebacker. 4, inside linebacker. Just go to Roc and Manuch Twitter, cast your vote. We will continue to update the question throughout the show.
Hey, real quick, folks, just came out about an hour ago. Jaden Rashada is now your starting quarterback at Arizona State University. We talked about this with Jeff Van Raphorst, the former quarterback for the Sun Devils and now the color analyst. And he said if he was a bed man, not that he knew anything, but he said that the way the Rashada has really stepped up at Tana Zone a week ago and in practices, the juice behind the team, going down the field, the kid has really somewhat separated himself. And then having Craig Fouillon on yesterday, he seemed to say from all indications from him that they were leaning at the time toward Jaden Rashada. And I just said, well, if that's it, you heard me say yesterday, Jimmy.
Yeah.
is that, well, then name him the starter.
Yeah, make it official.
So they can move forward. You got, 9-10 days before that opening game. So you get that continuity and that chemistry with your starters, get everybody in place so you can make sure that you got everything down pat before that Southern Utah game a week from Thursday.
There you go. So that is now in the official book for ASU. Top headlines are always powered by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. It's your home for all of the games: baseball, football, basketball, hockey, tennis, golf, you name it, they've got it. UFC and boxing matches as well. It's the CAZ Sports Bar and the CAZ Sports Book, and it's the home of the Roc and Manuch Lager, and it is brewed by Huss Brewing Company. Just head out to the Casino Arizona and just walk in and say, hey, this is me. I want to place a wager here at the CAZ Sports Book at the CAZ Sports Bar. All right, everybody, coming up, it's our Valley Chevy Dealers Sounds of the Night. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer's here and so are the Chevy offers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is hot and so are the deals going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Don't miss the savings happening now during the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the selection today.
If you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
At Lerner & Rowe, we measure our success based on the amount of money we recover for our clients. And we're proud to say that we've collected billions of dollars for them. And no, it didn't take a gazillion years to do it. In the past 5 years alone, Lerner & Rowe has recovered over $1 billion. Millions of dollars recovered every week. We're collecting more money for more people in Arizona than any other law firm. Get the money you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
20th Century Studios presents Vacation Friends 2, only on Hulu, Friday.
Look at us, all together again. We just wanted to give you guys a real honeymoon.
Shots!
This Friday.
He was just released from jail.
Where can I get a drink around here? Back on vacation.
This place is nice. It's drug lord nice.
I'm sorry, drug lord nice?
With more baggage.
Ever since he showed up, he turned this relaxing vacation into total chaos. Who does that?
Vacation Friends 2, rated R, streaming only on Hulu, Friday.
Can we make 10,000 thread count sheets?
For Lens Linens, staying in the comfort zone is never an option.
The maximum thread count we could possibly thread.
An industrial seamstress would make their sweet dreams come true.
I want it to feel like you're on a snowflake, on cotton candy, on marshmallows, on a cloud.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app. Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
All right, everybody, we're hanging out at the Barrio Queen. Tempe Marketplace is where you can find us great food and drink, and the place is crowded. So you can come on out and enjoy some authentic Mexican food. It's awesome. Also, El Bandito Yankee Tequila Day as well. Hey, football's here, and your Valley Chevy dealers, they want to set you up with a brand new 65-inch smart TV for the upcoming season. So right now, just text Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 59925. And you're probably saying, well, Jimmy, why do I want to do that? Well, because you are automatically entered into the drawing. You automatically are entered into the drawing. That is correct. And you'll have a chance to win that smart TV courtesy of our Valley Chevy dealership partners. For more information, always go to the website at rockandmanuch.com. Once again, just text Chevy to 59925. All right, let's get to the Valley Chevy dealers. Sounds of the night. A lot of talk about what took place last night, and rightfully so, between the Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers. So thank you to Valley for this. We'll start it out with Texas getting on the board. Here it is.
Here comes the 2-1, and there is a fastball, and this one is swung on and hit deep into center field, and that one is gone. Adolis Garcia with a huge bomb to center field, number 31 on the season. Catch and flex out there.
Catch and flex.
That ball was gone. It hit his bat.
Oh, man, it was a rock.
It was about 425, 430.
Yeah.
I like how they measure the velocity of the baseball when it comes off. Yeah, it was about 115 miles an hour, came off the bat. Hell, if you're within 10 feet, it kills you. It hits you.
Oh, yeah.
But, they jumped on it there in that seventh inning and, got things going. Here they go. They're going to start getting to these relievers. But sure enough, they kind of shut them down.
Yep, they did. And then the Diamondbacks come back and rally. And thank you to MLB Network for this highlight with Ketel Marte.
Marte singled in the fourth. Ketel Marte, fly ball, left field, go ball, go. We are tied. And Marte's fired up his 20th, and it's 1-1.
Okay, he knew as soon as he hit the ball, he starts strutting down first base.
Yeah.
This is a little flip of the bat.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go, boys. He ties it up 1-1, like, all right, let's go. We're coming back. I love the attitude. The flip wasn't like egregious. It was just like a little flip here.
No, it was
a little
cool.
baton flip, and he got around the bases. And that is a big dose of medicine the Diamondbacks needed in that bottom of the ninth to tie that bad boy up.
All right, but then all of a sudden, things got really dicey because Texas finds a way to recapture the lead. Thank you to Bally for this highlight.
And fastball is lined into left field, and that's going to get down. Seager around third. He's going to score. The ball kicks away from Gurriel. Nathaniel Lowe at second with a 2 RBI double. And the Rangers now lead at 3-1.
So at that time, Manuch, I thought, okay, they're going to win. They found a way. Texas found a way to pull this one off. And I was like, well, I don't want to take away yet what takes place. But I thought, okay, game over.
Yeah, here you are. I mean, you're extra innings, and all of a sudden you're going, oh my gosh, do they have the wherewithal?
Yeah.
To number one, shut these guys down, and then again, if their bullpen, being one of the top bullpens, who pretty much anytime you have Chapman coming in, you're like, oh man, game, set, match. What do we do here? But
this is what they do. I'm not going to give away the highlight. Thank you to MLB Network. Here it is.
Perdomo sends it out to right. Garcia won't get there. Moreno's home. Here comes Marte. They're going to stop him at third. Tony Perez-Chica put the brakes on Ketel as the tying run coming around third.
So where were you now?
I thought that they should have set Marte.
Yeah.
I really did, but I looked at it and went, well, they know the arms. You don't want to run into the last out of the game.
That is correct.
I feel okay.
Don't want to get thrown out at home.
Don't want to get thrown at home. Tommy Pham, coming up. He's been hot. Give him a chance to bring you home, as opposed to time to see him getting thrown out. because you got to tie this bad boy up before you do anything.
We had talked about Tommy Pham the last couple of days on the show because he was carrying the hot bat. He was super hot against the San Diego Padres, and that has carried over into what took place last night against the Texas Rangers. Thank you to MLB Network.
Tommy with an 11-game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 4.
Sorry, the first 7 seconds of that clip were freaking silent.
Tommy, base hit! Here comes Perdomo. Tommy Pham walks it off. What a ball game. They came back again. Marte's homer tied it, and Tommy Pham extends his hitting streak to a dozen games to win it 4-3.
So Tommy Pham right now appears to be, out of the deals that they did at the trading deadline, the best deal so far.
So we're thinking of some acronyms about Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
I came up with Famazing.
Oh, boy.
Jazz came up with Fantastic.
I thought mine was better.
Fantastic, Famazing.
How about Fandemonium?
Fandemonium.
That's why you're the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean,
you're the play-by-play guy.
He creates Famdemonia. I mean, those are the 3 or 4. So whoever's out there want to go take that and run with a T-shirt, get Tommy Pham's approval, give him a percentage.
Or give us a percentage.
Or give us a percentage, whatever. But think about that. This guy, you're right, Jimmy. When you think about the guys that have come through, you think of Seawald, and he's been okay. Went through
just okay.
He's been okay. I mean, he when he's on, he's on. Peterson, he pinch hit last night. He's 0 for 1. He really hasn't done much.
He's a utility guy.
He's a good fielder. Play short, third, second. But Tommy Pham took him about 2-3 weeks.
Finally
to
got
get into flow.
Yeah.
And you've seen his batting average. Hell, he was on about 220 something at one particular time. He's up to 264 right now.
Yeah.
And that trade going from basically San Diego to the Mets. By the way, they weren't real happy about that trade in San Diego, as he found out over the weekend. Some of the discourse with some of the fans. By the way, we'll have with Jesse Friedman from GoPHNX.com talk about that since he was there. Is picking it up, and I think what's interesting, Jimmy.
Yeah.
The Christian Walkers have picked up this team when nobody else could.
He did.
Corbin Carroll had the night off on his birthday. He did pinch hit last night. Ketel Marte, who was in a funk, is starting to hit the ball again. How about Nick Ahmed? At shortstop, playing good baseball. And you see Perdomo as at third base. So hopefully that slump of 9 straight losses is behind this team. You've now won 8 out of 10.
Correct.
So something's going right. I think the majority of it is your starting rotation and your bullpen. And now this team, as we mentioned, is averaging close to 5 runs per game in those 8 wins that they've had, the 8 out of the 10 wins. So things are coming together, but can they hold on for the next 5 weeks?
Well, that's the key. You got that right.
That's a lot of baseball.
A lot of baseball to be played. They're a half game back right now for the NL wild card race, so they are right in the thick of things. All right. I guess my esteemed colleague already hinted that Jesse Friedman was going to join us, and he is coming up next. And we're going to dive into what the Diamondbacks have accomplished against Colorado, San Diego, and then last night's game against the Texas Rangers. Jesse on the way. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold. Here's what's trending on 910 Phoenix.
Backs are going for 2 straight wins against the Rangers and 3 straight overall as their series continues. Zach Gallen draws the start. The Snakes sit a half game behind the Giants for the NL's final wild card spot. Major League Baseball is looking at incidents of online bullying directed toward the teenage nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their season. The Cardinals traveling to Minnesota for joint practices with the Vikings prior to Saturday's preseason finale. Arizona State has named freshman Jaden Rashada the team's starting quarterback for their season opener against Southern Utah. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old-world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Football is here, and Roc and Manuch are hosting the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, Thursday, September 7th. Cash prizes all game plus a chance to take home a 75-inch smart TV. It's the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party, Thursday, September 7th at Casino, Arizona.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota.
I'm going to play
Wright Toyota,
an interview clip instead.
Wright Boulevard.
Because we already played the walk-off. So.
The right price, the right selection.
It's I put the
Join Roc and
description
Manuch
in
Jimmy
the
B Thursdays
the
at one of
doc.
the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from 1 to 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks, your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ.
Did they win last night? They had a grand slam.
Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarters, squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
The Jedi fell a long time ago.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
The highly anticipated Star Wars series, Ahsoka, arrives Tuesday on Disney+.
Something dark is coming.
One must destroy in order to create.
The galaxy is not safe.
Don't miss the 2.
We have to
Hunt them down.
Ahsoka 2-episode premiere streaming Tuesday, only on Disney+.
Attention homeowners, get Choice Home Warranty's award-winning service for 25 major systems and appliances before a breakdown. Call 1-844-674-5972 for a free quote. That's 1-844-674-5972. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and
voicemail for Jesse.
And around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has all kinds of ways to get in on the action, including same-game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. Use code SPORTS when you sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
That's probably one of the best wins I've been part of, just because, you know, that them getting ahead, us tying it, them getting ahead, and us retaking the lead. Pitchers threw great. We had great defense. Their pitchers were great, and we just kept clawing and, you know, grinding out this game, and we ended up on top. That's what made it special.
That's Tommy Pham after last night's win unbelievable, the excitement that took place at Chase Field, and also getting that victory against a very good Texas Rangers team, Manuch. And the same two teams play again tonight.
You know, the one thing I think you watch with this Diamondbacks team is their resolve.
Mm-hmm.
You've now won 8 out of 10. You didn't totally collapse after losing 9 in a row. You were at one time, was it 16 games above 500?
Yep.
Then you were, 4 or 5 below?
Underneath, yes.
And now you're above, and you're keeping your head above water. And I got to quite frankly tell you, I think Torey Lavello's done a phenomenal job. He and his staff keeping these guys dialed in, keep working hard, keep swinging is the acronym we use a lot of times. I think they made some adjustments with their pitchers. And who knows, maybe they're starting a phenomenon with this, relief, or by starting rotation with relievers, or starting rotation with the bullpen, whatever you want to call it, since you technically only have, and you stop and think about it, 3 guys that are on the bump on a consistent basis.
That's their rotation, 3 guys.
And Fott's a rookie on top of that. So
all right, got him. Hopefully you can hear you guys.
You can Kelly, and you got all the and Gallen. So those 3 are pretty much it. So this pitching and winning by basic committee, it might be something new started with this with the Major League Baseball per se.
All right, well, let's say good afternoon then to Jesse Freeman. You can always find his great work at PHNX, and he does do the Diamondbacks. That's at PHNX Sports. Jesse's our guest on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jesse, it's Jimmy B and Manuch today. How are you, pal?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're doing terrific. Take us through last night's game for your impression. We have already given ours. I'm just curious what you thought of that comeback victory.
Yeah, I think it was the kind of game that the Diamondbacks just haven't really been winning this year. There have certainly been, they've had their share of bullpen meltdowns. I think those games are pretty well documented, and Diamondbacks fans are probably more familiar with them than they would like to be. But yesterday was very much the opposite, right? The Diamondbacks faced Aroldis Chapman in the 9th inning. Ketel Marte comes through with a huge solo home run. And then a couple innings later, with the ghost runner in place, the Rangers were able to score 2 in the top of the 11th. D-backs very much behind the 8 ball with, 2 outs, runner at third in the bottom of the 11th. And, they're able to find a way to win that game. I think it was obviously huge in the standings, and, how close the wild card race is for them right now. But I think just, in a larger perspective, just the way that their season has gone this year, it's the kind of game that they've struggled to win. They've lost a lot of games in that kind of fashion, and they've certainly had their share of comebacks. But, I think when they come back, they tend to do it a little bit earlier in games. We haven't seen many games like last night where they're, coming through with those big 2-out hits when you need it most at the end of the game. And, Tommy Pham has obviously been a huge addition and continues to be really big for this offense.
Jesse, when did this starting by bullpen committee start? I really want to know the method behind the madness, because Ciccone, he comes in after a couple innings. He goes 5 innings. Why didn't he not start initially? And why was it that you had a couple of Mantiply and McCuff go an inning and 2/3 to get this thing started?
Yeah, I think it all has to do with matchups, right? The Texas Rangers, obviously, they're one of the best hitting teams in the league. And, they've got a couple of lefties in Nathaniel Lowe and Corey Seager who are right in the thick of that offense and a really big part of what they do. So from the Diamondbacks perspective, I think, if you know that if you have a lefty in that spot to face those guys the first time through the order, as opposed to a righty in Slade Ciccone, you probably feel a little bit better about those matchups. And, it also gives Slade Ciccone a chance to enter the game, a little bit later and to avoid facing those guys 3 times. I think that's also a big part of this. We saw in Slade Ciccone's Major League debut a couple weeks ago. The Diamondbacks just had him go through the lineup twice, and then they took him out at that point. I think they like what they've seen from him, but I think they want to be a little bit careful at this point about letting, the heart of the opposing lineup face him twice. And, you put all those things together and, you get this new thing that the Diamondbacks seem to be doing a lot of lately, which is, have an opener, have maybe a couple relief pitchers go early in games before giving way for the Bolt guy, which in that game was Slade Ciccone.
Well, let me ask you this. Why not bring somebody up from AAA, a lefty from AAA, somebody they can keep up here could be their fourth or fifth guy? Because when you look at it, Jimmy and I were just talking about this. They've only got what it seems like true 3 starters right now. When you look at Gallen, you look at Merrill Kelly, and you look at Fott. I mean, it seems like that's it from that standpoint. Why not bring somebody up from AAA that's from the left-handed side as a starter?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I think it probably just speaks to kind of what they feel about or how they feel about what they have in AAA currently. I know Blake Walston is a lefty and has had a decent year down in Reno. He's a young prospect for this Diamondbacks team. But I think there might be some concerns about his lack of swing and miss in AAA. His walk numbers are also fairly high. I think the D-backs at this point are just trying to roll with the arms that they really believe in, that they feel are ready for the major league level. And, I think we can all acknowledge they're not really in an ideal position right now. Tommy Henry is on the injured list. He would certainly be a huge boost for this team. Ryan Nelson was here, but, obviously he had his struggles. He's working through that right now in Reno. So, unfortunately, the Diamondbacks just don't really have many options. And, I think what they did yesterday is about as good as they can do right now in that rotation spot.
Jesse Friedman is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Jesse, it's my opinion that at the trade deadline, at least showing up right now, the best deal they made was to acquire Tommy Pham. And I know that he struggled when he first arrived, but he got things going, particularly in San Diego, and that has carried on here, at least last night, against the Texas Rangers. Am I all wet on that, or do you feel similar?
Yeah, I think I would probably say the same. I think Paul Sewald has also been a big addition for the team. It hasn't necessarily been pretty in the ninth inning every time he's been out there, but he's converted all of one save opportunity at this point. There was that ugly one in Minnesota. Certainly got his D-backs career off on the wrong foot as Tommy Pham did. But he's, even if it hasn't been pretty, he's come through and he's been able to close every single game that the Diamondbacks have asked him to. And I think that's really big too. I mean, a lot of the losses earlier in the season as I talked about earlier, a lot of those came because the Diamondbacks just didn't have the guys they needed to shut the door, in the 8th and 9th inning. And I don't know if their bullpen is, necessarily going to be tops in the league or, even above average necessarily, but it makes a huge difference when you have someone in the 9th inning, who has a lot of experience being in that spot. And even though it hasn't been pretty, he has been able to convert in, all but one occasion up to this point. So, yeah, I think Paul Sewald has been huge too, but, between him and Tommy Pham, both of those guys have really been key contributors here in the last few weeks.
Jess, everybody talks about this team getting hot hitting and their bullpen coming alive, but I got to tell you, I really feel Torey Lovullo should get the red badge of courage by keeping these young men together after losing 9 in a row and succumbing the way they have after the All-Star break. Now here they are, winning 8 out of the last 10, and the way they're doing it, there's got to be some kind of a monthly award, maybe at the end of August, for manager of the month to get these guys back on track.
Yeah, no doubt. I think Torey, certainly the last few years, he hasn't necessarily had ideal rosters to work with. And even this year, I think this Diamondbacks roster still has its flaws. But yeah, I mean, if you were looking at this Diamondbacks team 2 weeks ago and it kind of looked like they were a team that was just going to fade down the stretch and, maybe finish 4 or 5 games out of a postseason spot, that probably would have been a pretty fair assessment, right? I mean, that's kind of the direction they were heading. In baseball, things can change quickly, and even though it didn't necessarily look like that was going to happen at the time, that's exactly what's happened. As you said, 8 out of the last 10. There's still some big tests coming up, a huge series against the Cincinnati Reds this weekend. A lot of good teams that the Diamondbacks still have to play. I think they still have their work cut out for them. But yeah, it's been a dramatic turnaround. It's been, one of the biggest turnarounds I can possibly imagine, from, losing as many games in a row as they did, losing 25 out of 32. And, they got down to 3.5 games out of the last wild card spot. And here we are, they're a half game out and they're right in the thick of the race again.
Man, thank you for your time. Enjoy tonight's game. I know it's going to be interesting once again. Thank you, Jesse. Have a great night.
All right, guys. Take care.
There you go. Jesse Friedman. You can always read his stuff at PHNX. That's PHNX Sports. And you can follow Jesse on Twitter at Jesse N. Friedman. Once again, that is on Twitter or X, whichever you happen to prefer. Jesse's always driven by All City Towing, and currently they have positions available. That's right. If you're looking for a new gig, they have excellent salary and very nice benefits as well, including a 401k with a 50% match option. Now, you don't find that in many places anymore. So once again, it's All City Towing. So how do you get hired at All City Towing? Simple. Just go on their website, allcitytowing.com, click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com and click on careers. Once again, it's allcitytowing.com. Now, look, we are the good guys of sports talk radio. And the reason we say that is because what I'm going to tell you next. You want to make plans to join us for the NFL season opener at the CAZ Sportsbook at Casino, Arizona. We're going to host our inaugural Watch, Win, and Wager kickoff party. And here's the best part. We're going to have cold, hard cash giveaways. Everyone who attends gets free $25 quarter squares, I should say, throughout the game. Plus, you'll be entered to win, and get this, a 75-inch big screen TV. That's it, 75-inch big screen TV, and we're going to give it away in the fourth quarter. Now, you got to join us because it's going to be a great time. Also, some special guests will be there. And how about the Roc and Manuch lager for just $4? That's right, a brewski for $4. It's going to be awesome. It's the Watch, Win, and Wager kickoff party. It's Thursday, September 7th. The Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs will open the NFL season. We'll see you at Casino, Arizona, the CAZ Sportsbook, and the CAZ Sports Bar. All right, everybody, coming back, it's going to be on this day as we take you back in time. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
The Packers are saying they are excited about this young man, Jordan Love.
If the Packers were all in and realized all that, why'd they give him a one-year contract and not lock the guy up? Because they don't know.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Lerner & Rowe Law Group handles DUI and all other criminal charges. And with our affordable payment plans, it's easier than you think to get the defense you need. If the police made a mistake, call Lerner & Rowe today. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Wayne Decker is the owner of PlumSmart, and he's also a friend of mine. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and when you can build a company that's as good as PlumSmart and save me money and be a great guy, you'll be a friend of mine too. PlumSmart does something that very few companies do. They want you to get the best deal out there. If that means going to their competition, so be it. It doesn't happen very often because PlumSmart is about half the price of the other guys. Dial pound 250 and say keyword PlumSmart. That's pound 250, keyword PlumSmart, or it's just plumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
AutoZone. AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry I'm late, my battery died. And
I need a jump again.
At America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back.
If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past.
A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture.
All right, everybody, we are broadcasting live today, always better than the alternative, here at the Barrio Queen at the Marketplace in Tempe. That's where you can find us. It is Taco Tuesday and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Manuch, I'm ready. Let's go back in time.
Going back to 1980, admitting that he could no longer compete financially in the inflated economy, colorful owner Bill Veeck agrees to sell the Chicago White Sox, the Youngstown, Ohio shopping mall magnate. You might know this name if you're a 49er fan, to Eddie DeBartolo.
Yep.
For a reported $20 million. Think about that. 1980.
Yeah.
$20 million. Teams are now signed for $2.2 to $2.3 billion. Or I think the Yankees are now worth, $8.5 billion.
Unbelievable.
Now, the sale will fall through, however, when American League owners twice failed to give Veeck the 10 votes needed for the approval.
Wow.
Now, at the time, DeBartolo Sr. owned the 49ers, and there were some alleged background scenarios on whether DeBartolo was connected or dealings with the mafia, allegedly, or all that kind of stuff. So I think that those 10 votes that were needed to pass that for the American League, there were some suspected scenarios in the background. And I think eventually, don't quote me on this, I think eventually Jerry Reinsdorf was the one that might have bought that. But this is soon after the disco blow-up scenario that happened back in 1978. And Veeck just couldn't keep up with the salaries. He could not keep up with the maintenance.
Right.
There was a lot of things that he pretty much, this promoter, one of the greatest promoters of all time, just could not make happen.
He's the guy that brought a midget to home plate to bat. So
that was going way back, though, Jimmy.
That is way
in
back.
The 40s.
Yep, that was way back. But, look, Bill Veeck was really an innovator. He really was. But you got that right, where he just did not have deep pockets.
And for White Sox fans, just a heads up, this just came out late yesterday, that the White Sox may be moving. And speaking of Jerry Reinsdorf, he's considering moving the team when its guaranteed rate field lease expires, Jimmy. So I don't know exactly when that expires. It could be this year in a couple of years, I think. If he's going to move that team, I know that Nash Vegas would be very interested. Las Vegas is already getting the Oakland A's.
Right.
So there's probably, Jackson and I were talking earlier about this. Austin could look at it. San Antonio.
Yeah.
Could be one of those cities that looks at it.
Jacksonville would look at it,
Jacksonville could be looking at it as well, too. So right now, the White Sox, after that lease is up, and I don't know exactly, folks, but he's already talking about it, If they're talking about it, they got 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
1994, imagine this.
Oh, boy.
DNA testing links O.J. Simpson to the murder of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. Well, hello. They had the evidence and just could not close the deal, unfortunately. And then 1998, with his 52nd home run, Mark McGwire breaks Babe Ruth's record for 4 round trippers in 3 consecutive seasons. Big Red, as they called him, has 162 homers in 3 seasons. 1996, he had 52. 1997, he had 58. And 1998, he had the 52nd one. Compared to the Bambino's 161 dingers hit in 1926 through 1928. Think about that. Babe Ruth pitching and hitting before he finally went out to right field, hitting 161 dingers in 3 consecutive. I mean, in 3 years consecutively when you look at that.
It's unbelievable what the Babe accomplished. But once again, people will say, well, it was a different era, and he was the most dominant player in that era, and now things have changed dramatically.
And let me say this. What you're seeing with Ohtani, folks, is truly amazing.
He is totally amazing.
With him, the wins he has, the stamina, being the DH, being the leader as far as home runs are concerned, and doing what he does on the field. Besides, if he needs to play first base or the outfield, he can do it. Pitch, DH, still bases, all the above. If Ohtani continues to have the consistency that you saw in a Babe Ruth over years of home runs and maybe pushes that 500 club 10, 12, 13 years from now, we might be seeing one of the greatest players of all time, baseball players overall, hitting, pitching, running, fielding, all the above. That they saw yesteryear in an era where the freak of nature, i.e. when Babe Ruth was doing it on a yearly basis.
Correct. If Ohtani's on the field, I'm watching. It's that simple. If he's pitching, I'm dialed in from the get-go. He's that interesting to me. All right, everybody, 1 hour in the books. Hour number 2 as we continue to broadcast from the bar here. Tempe Marketplace. We're going to review all of the top stories. We will also have El Bandito Yankee Tequila Pick'em Contest with the founder, Jim Bob Morris. That's coming up. And you can also just lock in because it is Taco Tuesday here at the Barrio Queen. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
If you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
A small commitment at least one day a week helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Reduce traffic congestion and ozone-causing emissions by teleworking. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Attention, anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, or other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-992-7317. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-992-7317 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-992-7317. 800-992-7317. 800-992-7317.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Cardinals are traveling to Minnesota for joint practices with the Vikings prior to Saturday's preseason finale. The team signed linebacker Zach McLeod. The D-backs are going for 2 straight wins over the Rangers and 3 straight overall as their series continues. Zach Gallen on the half game behind the Giants for the NL's final wild card spot. MLB looking into incidents of online bullying directed toward the teenage nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their series. ASU names freshman Jaden Rashada their starting quarterback for the August 31st opener against Southern Utah. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Tuesday, look for mostly sunny skies, temperatures topping out close to 104 degrees, and then for tonight, temperatures dipping down into those upper 80s with partly cloudy skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now,
your lives.
What's your top story this hour?
It's pretty simple. There's a baseball game downtown tonight, Chase Field. Diamondbacks, Texas Rangers. And after last night's game, oh man, I hope we get another one just like last night. And I hope the Diamondbacks come out on top. Right now, they are a half game, Manuch, out of the wild card.
Yeah, and that I tell you what, they've come a long way after losing 9 in a row. And the absolutely horrible start after the All-Star break, Jimmy, was that they lost 22 out of 30 games. They won 8 out of 10, just a half game back. But you look at how important this Rangers game is tonight, because the team that you're vying for in that last wild card spot, the Cincinnati Reds, are coming into your ballpark for a 4-game set. Mm-hmm. And talk about making sure that you win another series to get a little bit of leeway and try to get that third spot, because right now it looks as though the Phillies and Cubs are hedging to be the first two.
Right.
And from here on out, it could be the Diamondbacks, it could be the Reds or the Marlins.
Giants?
Giants are faltering a little bit.
Yeah, but they're hanging around.
They're hanging around, but I think right now,
I'm not going to kick them to the curb yet.
No, I wouldn't either. I think that when you look at the standings right now, though, you think of, okay, the teams that are playing each other.
Yes.
That have a lot of merit in reference to them satisfying and putting them some distance ahead of time. When you stop and think about that wild card, Jimmy, and I'll just take a quick look at it right now.
Okay.
Phillies are +3. They got some wiggle room.
Yep.
Cubbies are +0.5. Giants are even, to your point.
Yep.
D-backs half game back. There's Cincinnati, 1 game back. And then there's the Marlins, 1.5 games back. Padres are 5.5 back. They're out of it for all intents and purposes.
I think they're done.
So when you look at I'm going to say the Giants, Diamondbacks, Reds, and then the Marlins, these next 5.5 weeks are monumental as far as one of the things.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Monstrumental?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta look that word
That's
up.
a Manuchism right there. Monstrumental in making sure that you are going to have to play this bad boy out until the end of September.
Fair
A
enough.
lot of baseball to be played.
Yep.
But when you take on the likes of the Reds and the Dodgers and the Giants and the Cubbies, I love it. This is what
it's best.
Major League Baseball wanted.
Yes.
Okay, you already got your teams that are pretty much going to win the division per se, right? So you look at that, and you got the Dodgers. Nobody's going to catch the Dodgers.
Nobody's going to catch Atlanta.
Nobody's going to catch Atlanta. You look on from moving on from there. Nobody's going to catch the likes of the Braves. So we got that. Even now, the Brewers and Cubbies can still win the Central and the National League.
Yep, they're in a dogfight.
They're in a dogfight with that. But I think this is what's fun about this. But what's more interesting, we just had Jesse Friedman on from GoPHNX.com, the beat writer for the Diamondbacks, and we talked about this starting by committee, the bullpen. 7 guys last night.
Yes.
Ciccone pitched 5 of those innings, didn't start. If that's going to be a thing, and if Mike Hazen and Torey Lovello decide that until guys get healthy, or we can find that 4th and 5th reliable starter if they don't go this route. Last night he talked about, well, there were several lefties in the lineup for the Rangers. I get it. But what about just pulling a guy up from AAA? And we talked about this. So there's a young man down there that's pretty good, top prospect. Might still be a little green. But in this kind of a tight race for a wild card, maybe they go the by committee route.
I'm with you on the committee route. I don't think they're going to make a move down to AAA Reno.
It is the most abnormal thing I have ever seen.
Yep,
Jimmy.
Yep.
In Major League Baseball, that a Major League ball club. Now you got a couple injuries here and there, and guys are slow to come back.
Well, other teams have done that. Yes, but this seems to be you have 3 starters: Gallen, Kelly, Fott, and then it's by committee.
The rest of them,
and then by committee.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then at some point, who can you trust? You look at the matchups of the lineup: the lefties versus righties.
Sure. Mix and match.
It's just mix and match. It's one of those scenarios you go, okay, we'll sit back and watch. You won 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Something's working for this ball club right now. And a lot of it, I think, Jimmy, is hitting. They're finally starting to catch fire.
Yes.
Tommy Pham is coming on.
Yep.
If Christian Walker is
he's in the zone.
In his zone, but he was 0 for 4 last night. Then Ketel Marte picks you up.
Yeah.
Or this guy picks you up. Or you look at Perdomo or Corbin Carroll picks you up, who's starting to finally get hot. 5 hits in the doubleheader on Saturday. So guys are picking each other up, and that's the good thing about this ball club as far as hitting right now.
All right. Top headlines are always powered by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. It's located, of course, at Casino, Arizona. It's a great place to watch all the games, and with the NFL getting underway, plus college football begins this weekend, you need to go to the CAZ Sports Bar, and you can easily make your wagers at the wagering table, and they have 3 setups. Plus, they have 8 screens dedicated to just the betting lines. It's all available at the CAZ Sportsbook. It's located at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. Manuch, we talked about this Friday, talked about it yesterday as well. Arizona State, we felt that they were going to name a starting QB, and they finally made it official today.
Yeah, and then that's one of the things that I was bemoaning the fact of, hey, look, pick your guy and let's move on.
Yeah.
I mean, you got August 31st is, 9 days away to take on Southern Utah. You want to have all the starters in place on both sides of the ball. This ASU staff has seen enough, and it looks as though Jaden Rashada, the freshman, is going to be the guy. So obviously he's shown some consistency. What I've seen as far as him getting the ball down the field, the juice he brings to the offense, his maturity for a young man.
Yep.
And here's this kid that was the number 27 overall recruit in last year's class that's stepping forward. So my whole contention is, well, whatever you feel is the way to get him in there, get him going, get him started, get the timing worked out, get the plays in and out of the huddle. They'll probably have one more maybe quasi scrimmage, maybe Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
And then by that time, you just kind of refine, go over your game plan, and get yourself ready for Southern Utah, who will be what I call a Gopher glorified scrimmage anyway. So let them work the bugs out. Let everybody get familiar with the starting rotation and what that's going to be, and let's just move forward with it.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to see that Bourget kind of fell off after spring ball, right? Going into spring ball, after spring ball, he was the starter. So I'm wondering what happened during that fall camp. I think if Drew Pine was healthy, I think he would have got the job.
See, I think you're right on that one.
I think you're right about that.
We'll see when he comes back with that. But I love Jaden Rashada. I mean, I got to see him at a 7-on-7 thing. I know it's 7-on-7, but like last January, humble kid, quick twitch, throws the ball out quick. He's got a big arm too, Manuch, which you're a fan of. But we've seen this happen. Chip Kelly, Dorian Thompson-Robinson play as a freshman.
Yes.
So I love it. Start him young and develop as Dillingham develops too. It'll be a good marriage.
This is that Kenny Dillingham called, as you mentioned, Pine's injury a curveball, which really I think kind of set the wheels in motion for what's going on.
100%.
And also Kenny admitted his plan for the quarterbacks has potentially been derailed a little bit, which I think, and a lot of folks that have said, and we had Jeff Van Raphorst on Friday, the color analyst for the Sun Devils and former great quarterback at ASU, that was saying Pine was having a really good camp. The transfer in from Notre Dame. But also, he praised Rashada. Dillingham praised Rashada for his maturity and the way he's been throwing the ball. And I'm like you. I'm surprised that the guy it's a brand new offense. Bourget knew the last offense. He had it down pat. But with this new offense and the way that Kenny Dillingham wants to do, like he did at Oregon, might have been a hindrance for Bourget. But it's not like Pine until he pulled that hammy up in the pines. Pardon the pun.
God, take his microphone away from him.
But Manuch, what do you think attributes that if you're Bourget? I mean, obviously the starting job isn't set until the first game, but most people around the Valley thought Rashada was just going to wait a whole year and sit, and now he's
maybe even redshirt.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that I think this staff was impressed with the way not only throwing the ball, making the reads, understanding the adjustments. Kid can run a little bit too, but his pocket presence seems prototypical.
Okay.
That he's a kid that'll make the read. Not only, I read here and I come to my second guy or he's gone. Stay in the pocket. And like I tell a lot of guys, when you move, keep your eyes up. Let running be the last resort. Because once you move, those defensive backs get lost in where you're going.
Right.
So he can find them. So I think there were several keys that impressed the staff in reference to what they want to see out of a young quarterback. So he might be a year or two ahead of schedule because of his maturity of picking up the offense and doing things they want to see that typically you see out of a sophomore or a junior.
Let me reference this because I thought Jax made a pretty good point where he talked about Chip Kelly at UCLA. And
he bit the bullet on that, man.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Thompson. And now he's playing great for the Cleveland Browns when he's had a chance to come in the NFL during the preseason. My point that I want to make, Chip Kelly took that chance. It paid off for him. Other coaches from time to time will take that chance. But for Kelly Dillingham in his first year, Kenny Dillingham, thank you. It's not really a chance. It's his first year, and nobody really is expecting that much from ASU.
And Jimmy, to your point, Chip Kelly did the same thing.
Yes.
He took over the reins at UCLA, a downtrodden program.
They were at that time.
And Mora, I don't know what happened over there with Mora and recruiting and things were just getting done. Rick Neuheisel tried to get it back to prominence as well, too. Just wasn't getting done. So Kelly said, okay, this kid, we can build with him. He's talented. Yeah, he's raw. Rashada's going to make mistakes. Trust me.
Yep.
Especially when you got teams like Oklahoma State you got to take on.
Yep.
Some of the big boys. I call it big boy football. But I'm like you guys. I'm like, okay, he's a first year with Kenny. He's got the ability.
2 minutes.
He's going to learn. Let's go with it. And then let's build with your young quarterback. It's a rebuilding year anyway.
I think the big thing, too, is that Craig Fouie said the guys are adapting well with him. They love the youngness, the spark to him. And I think something, too, Manuch, that credits Rashada is he came in the spring. If he were to come in the fall as a true freshman and kind of, get to know the guys and establish leadership and stuff like that, it'd be tough.
It was interesting because you talked to Rapper And with Pine going down and the whole Bourget thing, we don't quite know. He was just kind of like, hey, Manuch, this Rashada kid's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been impressive. He's been impressive to the staff and his players. And then yesterday, you hear about, Fui talking about, hey, look, it seems as though things are pointing toward Rashada. And I just you go 2 and 2 because they're out there watching these guys.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And aside from the whole Pine thing, which I think kind of threw this whole curveball, as Kenny Dillingham said, that it seemed like with Pine out for could be a week, 2 weeks, whatever, if it's a hammy. Because when he went down the sideline at Tonazone, he grabbed it. I mean, he was hurting.
Yeah.
That this might be the next best thing is Rashada, who might have been forced to go move forward maybe a couple, 2, 3, 4 games, or maybe a year ahead of time. But you know what? Kenny will coach him up.
We'll see if it works.
And if he makes mistakes, it's okay. Let him make mistakes and work the kinks out, so to speak.
1 minute.
So they've got Southern Utah, Fresno State, and Oklahoma State as their first 3 games. Oklahoma State before Fresno State. Do you wonder what do you see him doing? Because by that time they play USC late September, you would think that Pine would be fully healthy to go.
Well, and that's going to be interesting you bring that up, Jax, because this Southern Utah, and folks, let's not kid ourselves. This is a game. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but they should be a scrimmage. Then you got Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, at home.
That's at home, thank God.
Yeah.
But, there's not a match that Kenny Dillingham's offense can't match. It's just they got size, they got speed. Oklahoma State's got a damn good team.
Good coach.
Here's good coach.
Excellent coach.
I mean, here's the thing. True litmus test, not only for Rashada, but for this team. And then Fresno State, they're up and comers.
No cupcake.
No, they're up and comers. And then guess what happens? You get into big boy conference play.
That's it.
USC, here we come. But that's interesting you bring that up, Jax. If Pine is healthy, do you give the reins back to him, or do you just let the kid play it out this first year?
It's going to be interesting to see what takes place here. All right, everybody, those are our top headlines, always presented by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. Quick break. When we come back, our El Bandito Yankee Tequila contest, you get a chance to win a $25 gift card if you beat the El Bandito Yankee Tequila owner and former, I hate to say this, K-State Wildcat and Green Bay Packer Jim Bob Morris. We've got 3 picks, and we'll take the 5th caller, 602-260-9191. It's all coming up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Hey, Manuch.
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Jenny, come on in.
Hey, so I'm about ready to toss this phone system into the fucking trash.
Steve, how you doing?
Your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Aaron knows. Everybody knows. It's a fucking shit show. It's so stupid. I hate it.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is hot and so are the deals going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Don't miss the savings happening now during the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the selection today.
Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium, wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Check this out.
Buy Disney and Pixar's Elemental, now on digital.
Welcome to Element City.
Be the first to watch Elemental at home. Sounds like a challenge. And fire up your movie collection. It's gonna be big! With bonus features available for the first time at home, including the Carl's Date short. Fun, right? And deleted scenes.
So cool.
Disney and Pixar's Elemental. Buy it now, only on digital. Rated PG. Bonus features not rated.
Fire! Get back here!
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either Dave's single, spicy chicken sandwich, medium frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a frosty for me.
and a frosty. Okay, who said frosty and a frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
Take out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live.
I will let you know when I got him.
Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
You're live.
All right, everybody, we are hanging out today here, Tempe Marketplace. The Barrio Queen is where you can find us. Great, authentic Mexican food, and it is Taco Tuesday. It is also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday.
Tequila!
There you go.
Oh,
see, and I am excited because we always do our El Bandito Yankee Tequila Pick'em contest. It is poured from the Barrio Queen, and that means that Jim Bob Morris, who is the owner of El Bandito Yankee Tequila, will join us here in this particular segment, and we will indeed get our picks in, Manuch. This is going to be a good time.
Yeah, we got Eric Hammonds from Glendale. Already gave Richie back there his picks in reference to the Jets at the Giants.
Okay.
The Jets are minus 4.5.
Yeah.
At the Giants, and Rodgers making his debut with the Jets.
Uh-huh.
That's always their last game of the preseason, the Jets and the Giants.
Always.
The next game is Raiders at minus 4.5 at the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cardinals at Vikings. I don't quite get this. Minus 1.5 that the Vikings are favored. Now, you look at, I know a lot of the over-unders. We haven't really put them down there. So once we track down one Jim Bob Morris, we'll get his picks from that standpoint. One thing I want to finish up on, and we talked about with Jaden Rashada getting the start for ASU as far as that's concerned. The schedule hinting toward ASU, thank God, this first game, Southern Utah. Then with Okie State, we talked about big boy ball.
It is.
Coming in here.
They're not as good as they have been in the past, but they're still a good
They're
football
damn
team.
good. They're a damn good
They're a
team.
good
Let's put it that way. And then you got Fresno State, who is a team that's really on the rise after Pat Hill had them doing so well for so many years.
Right.
And then they've been down now that they're coming back. But there's a lot of those recruits that don't go to USC or UCLA or Cal or Stanford. Guess where they go? To Fresno State, the Bulldogs.
Yes.
So they'll be there. What an odd stadium, by the way.
It is.
2 halves stadiums. Anyways, and then guess what? USC. You get from that standpoint from big boy ball. So you just kind of look at the lay of the land, and if Kenny Dillingham's going to jump in both feet with this freshman quarterback, like I used to say, Jimmy, take the floaties off, man. Throw him in the deep end. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
If he can tread water, that's a start.
That is a start.
If he can find the side of the pool, that's another start. If he can move forward, that's great. But you'll never allow that young man to sink. You'll never allow him to go to submerge, if you will. They'll give him enough weapons. They'll give him enough things to do in order to hopefully have some success with this early on program, because they're going to get baptized. They're going to get tested early on.
Okay, let me bring this to your attention then, because I was thinking about this while you were talking about a true freshman starting. We already referenced UCLA and what Chip Kelly did with a true freshman starting. Other coaches have done that and built their programs through that quarterback. My point to you is, when did you see that start to trend, that coaches in college football were more willing to take the hotshot freshman and play him, and instead of playing a veteran guy who might be a junior or a senior?
Well, early on in their tenure as a head coach.
Okay.
Because if they're going to get that hotshot kid and they're going to build the program could take 3, 4, 5 years. Why not start with the kid you recruited, that you brought in, your recruit, your guy, and let's build from there because you're on house money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Dillingham,
he's on house money.
He's on house money.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking to rebuild this program.
Yep.
Hopefully by year 3,
I agree.
They'll get a chance to compete for that Big 12 championship. Yeah, Big 12 championship. Kind of interesting. Yeah, Big 12, not Pac-12.
No, Big 12.
But I think
weird.
that is.
I know it does.
That's if they're good 3, 4 years in. Kenny gets the right recruits.
Right.
Gets some good NIL money. The collective builds up that you can go compete, and that your program is a stabilization, and guys know that they can come here and be seen on a good TV network or networks. That helps in that recruiting. And I think the other thing that's the godsend, Michael Crow, is that in the Big 12, you'll be seen by everybody east, west, north, south of the Mississippi in the Macon County line, all that kind of stuff, even in the southeast. So I think that there's opportunities abound. But to answer your question, Jimmy, you got house money as your first, second, third year coach to deal with the young kids.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about this earlier, being you guys talking about the streaming services and the TV deals and stuff. What happens if Apple buys ESPN?
Well, I'm interested to see what platform they're going to use.
Yeah.
Because all they have is streaming.
Yeah, but
they don't have a cable
they would still have to use ESPN the way that it is.
They could they could.
They would do that, and then they could add games as a streaming service. But you would still have to do what ESPN, because ESPN has paid
they've got ESPN
millions
Plus
and billions of dollars for rights fees for all the games.
Well, ESPN would be the linear network platform or platforms.
Gotcha.
And then add the streaming. Why? Is there something you know there, Jax?
I was just saying, it's kind of funny how all these teams have left, and then Apple buys ESPN. It's, everyone wants to be on the ESPN contract with the Big 12.
Absolutely.
Well, I would think that if Apple did that, they would. But it's interesting to see.
ESPN's not going anywhere.
Well, and would Disney sell that off? That's Disney's the parent company. So would they sell something like that off? I think it's too valuable for them to do something like that.
I agree with that aspect.
I mean, so that could be a future deal down the road when we catch up with the sports professor on Rick Horrow.
Right. Don't you find it interesting now that we moved a little bit to the Pac-12 that this is the last year of the Pac-12 as everybody knows it? And this particular year, there are several terrific teams in the Pac-12, and they feature some of the top quarterbacks in the country. Think about that.
The irony of it all, Jimmy.
I know.
Didn't the TV packages, they recognize that, but they went, okay, that's not enough juice for us to come in and give you
not
30 or 35 million a year. Looks as though we're not going to be able to catch up with Jim Bob Morris, but I wanted to just real quick for the $25 gift card. Our guy Eric Hammonds.
Okay.
He chose he's going to go with the Jets covering that 4.5.
All right.
He's got the Raiders covering at the Cowboys at 4.5.
Yep.
And he's got the Cardinals.
No.
Yeah, the Cardinals at the Vikings covering that in reference to getting the points as well too.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how many starters play for those teams this time around. Now, look, we know who's going to play for the Jets. They are going to play their starters because Aaron Rodgers is indeed going to start in this third and final exhibition game.
And he wants to knock some rust off.
He does. Yeah, he wants to get in.
And I think he also wants to show his teammates, he wants to show the organization
I'm with you.
that he's serious about this.
Yeah.
And especially when he talks about how he'll hand the reins over in 2 or 3 years, wants to stick around for 2 or 3 years. Those comments he made yesterday in reference to turning over to the first-round draft pick.
Zach
Wilson, the kid out of BYU.
Yep.
And then what did he say? He said, well, I want to be here 2 or 3 years and hopefully win a couple championships and turn it over to Zach Wilson for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
Jets fans are going, what the hell? Really?
Hey, Zach Wilson did make a really nice run in that exhibition game. It was about a 60-yard run.
Hey, well, even though we didn't catch up with the fine K-State Wildcat, former Green Bay Packer Jim Bob Morris, just let you know they're a big sponsor of the Eric Churchwood Jelly Roll concert coming up Saturday, September 16th. That'll be at Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. We're out there on 83rd Avenue in 10. Hey, we're going to have some news coming up soon about you can get some tickets courtesy of El Bandito Yankee Tequila. So we got a lot going on.
Great time.
With all the cars he's sponsoring, the concerts he's sponsoring, and all the good things he's sponsoring. He might have got caught up in a rehab situation with the brand new right knee.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Are we still getting those backstage passes? Is that
Sure, hope so.
We better.
Yeah. Hey, Eric Church at Jelly Roll.
That's it.
That's going to be a phenomenal concert
gonna
coming
be-
up.
gonna
So,
be fun.
heads up, folks. Stay tuned.
That's it. Hey, speaking of a great time, you need to listen to what I'm going to tell you right now, and then you need to park your buns at Casino Arizona. You're saying, well, why do I need to do it? Well, because we are hosting the inaugural Watch, Win, and Wager kickoff party. And you're going to have a chance for cold, hard cash giveaways. You heard me. Cash giveaways. And you get a free $25 quarter square as well. It's going to be a great time. And you will also be entered in a contest to win a 75-inch big screen TV. That's right. And when is all this going to take place? It is going to take place September 7th. That's correct. When the NFL opens Thursday night, September 7th, Watch, Win, Wager kickoff party at Casino Arizona at the CAZ Sports Bar and the CAZ Sports Book. You got to make sure that you're there. The place will be packed. The joint will be jumping. And once again, that is all taking place September 7th at Casino Arizona. Quick break, then we're going to come right back and continue here from the Bar and Queen at the Tempe Marketplace. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Nope.
Cardinals side linebacker Zach McCloud prior to leaving for Minnesota for joint practices with the Vikings leading up to Saturday's game. Zach Gallen on the mound for the D-backs who take a modest 3-game winning streak into tonight's game with the Rangers. Arizona is a half a game behind the Giants for the NL's final wild card spot. MLB is investigating hateful comments made online and directed toward the teenage nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their series. ASU anointed freshman Jaden Rashada as the team's starting quarterback for their August 31st season opener with Southern Utah. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, Look for delicious Kroger brand products because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fries, fresh for everyone.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like
Yep, I got the highlight from the
best
Cardinals
man can get.
touchdown.
Buy now at a retailer near you.
The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
The first half. They keep it on the ground here. And Ingram is into the end zone for the touchdown.
You're live.
The ball on 3rd and goal from the 6 and Brian Baker. Thank you to the NFL Network for that highlight. That was the only highlight from last week's preseason.
We said, hey, Richie back there, our fine technical director. Can you pull a couple highlights? It's like, what? There's the highlight.
Yes.
And the field goal that they had in the third quarter. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
In the 38-10 shellacking they took from the world champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. By the way, when you were asking me during the commercial break, whoop, there it is. I just remembered.
Whoop, there it is.
Tag team.
Tag team.
That's it.
Tag team. And
yeah.
How creative is Progressive Insurance to have those guys doing the ice cream with their commercial?
I know. Whoop, there it is.
Progressive Insurance, some of the best commercials.
They do some funny things.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do. Anyway, we're here at the Barrio Queen, Tempe at the marketplace. It is Taco Tuesday and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. All right, so now we have one last exhibition game in the preseason, and it is going to be the Cardinals and the Vikings, and the starters are going to play, and it appears that Clayton Tune is going to play now with the starters at quarterback.
Well, we don't know that for sure, Jimmy.
We're assuming.
Yeah, I would. Here's my druthers. What I'd like to see.
Okay.
In this final preseason game, the final tune-up, if you will, of live action. If they're serious about Clayton Tune being the backup to Colt McCoy,
okay,
until Kyler Murray comes back, then I would highly recommend that you start your first team offense for maybe 2 or 3 series and have Clayton Tune be the quarterback with those starters.
Okay.
Then they can get a feel for him. He can get a feel for them in reference to the speed, the tempo, getting in and out of the huddle. I think it makes sense. I don't think Colt McCoy, we know who he is.
I was just going to say, he is who he is.
We know he is.
Yep.
He'll be fine. I mean, he'll be serviceable.
Yeah.
He'll be a guy. But if you want to put a young man, a young quarterback, give him some protection, have him make the calls, I would have the starters in at least 2, 3, maybe 4 series, maybe a quarter.
Yeah.
Because you literally, guys, you've got 2 more weeks after this preseason game, not till September 10th and September 11th, do you have as far as when games start. So September 10th is kickoff. September 11th is first Monday night game. So why not play the kid?
Right.
And why not put all your starters in there that are healthy and get them in there for 2 or 3 series? You can't put them in bubble wrap. So maybe instead of James Conner, you might start Ingram.
Okay.
But I would have my receivers in there because these receivers need the work. Moore, Hollywood Brown,
Rondell Moore.
Rondell Moore is going to play. Ertz is not going to play.
Right.
So McBride should be in there. Your tight end should be in there.
Yep.
Let's just treat the first quarter as if, hey, this is our last tune-up with the young guy, because if Colt McCoy goes down, then he's a little familiar with the people in front of him, that he's running an offense, that they've heard his cadence, they heard his calls in the huddle, they get used to his cadence. I mean, there's a lot of minutia that goes with this, with a new starting quarterback. So why not let the kid play a quarter with the starter?
All right, let me play devil's advocate then. Let's say that does indeed take place, and let's say he fails the test. So if he fails the test in the 2 weeks, do they make David Blau then the backup, or would their plan still be, okay, things didn't go well, but we've just worked out again for 2 more weeks. we're still going to have him?
Well, I think, again, with McCoy and Blau, they know what they have.
Okay.
So if this kid falls flat on his face.
Right.
And because the test for they're really the only test he's right here is, can he manage the team down the field?
Mm-hmm.
Can he get him in and out of the huddle? Can he not have delay of games? Can he get the play calls off right? Can he make the right reads? Which he won't make all the right reads.
No.
But is an semblance of a young man that can at least get this team in motion and not go backwards. Let's just put it this way. Get him in field goal range, get a couple scores. They just want to see progress with the first team unit. Because we know that David Blau can do that. We know that Colt McCoy can do that. It's just, if this is your 5th round pick, here's a great chance for him to get out there and make mistakes. And that's the other thing. If he fails, he throws a pick,
right?
Let him come back out.
Okay.
How does he respond to throwing that pick?
Okay.
How does he respond to missing a read? How does he respond to opening up the wrong way on a handoff? How does he respond to the rush? How does he respond to the blitz? How does he respond to the stunts? Did he check off? How does he respond to the adjustments the receivers are making? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's about 11 to 90 things a starting quarterback in the National Football League has to have a semblance of understanding so he can get that team down the field.
All right, let me stop you right there, because going back, and I'm just trying to relive some of his play calls from this past game, I do not remember him making an audible call at the line of scrimmage. Do you remember seeing that or not?
I think that there was adjustments with the routes that he checked off a couple times.
Okay.
That was there. To me, I thought he took a step back. You know, you look at the progress the kid makes, and then he took a step back. He was late on some throws, timing, whatever, but he had more pressure in his face.
Right. Yes, he did.
He ran more, which tells me indecisiveness as far as, okay, I want to step up. I want to see him step up and look before he runs.
Before he takes off.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
okay, that's great. You get 35 yards rushing in a preseason game.
Yeah.
I get it. You can make plays with your legs.
Yep.
That's all well and good. That's fine. We know that if things break down, you're able to get out. But, okay, with this game, try to step up and make plays with your arm and your eyes and your arm than your legs. That's a whole nother thing. I mean, Jimmy, there's so many things. When they talk about this kid's got so many reps in college or so many reps now, like Brock Purdy. Here we are at the Barrio Queen here in Tempe. We're watching the replay of the San Francisco 49ers Denver Broncos game, and you're watching, why do they like Brock Purdy so much? Why is he picked in the 7th round? And Jonathan Lynch said, the kid's played 46 games in 4 years of college. And he won an MVP in the Fiesta Bowl against Oregon. He's won awards, but he's got reps. So he sees a lot.
And they had winning records the entire time he was there.
So reps matter, folks. Reps matter, but they matter in competition, actual game-type competition. That's the only way you're going to grow. And, you know, I used to say this all the time. You can have quarterbacks
10 minutes.
Go through stuff, but you want them to grow and understand through stuff, i.e. through playing.
It's interesting to me, and we'll all be watching this game to see what is going to take place. And Manuch, you referenced it in our last segment. I just want to reference it one more time, that the point spread on this is 1.5 points.
1.5.
That's it. Vikings minus 1.5 points. That's so. What do they know in Vegas that we're not diving into yet? That the Vikings are going to play the ball boys and the concessionaires?
I was just going to say that. What they probably know is something's being hinted that the Vikings will put everybody in bubble wrap.
Okay.
And play the second, third teamers. And then the Cardinals, who are a completely different scenario, will probably end up playing their starters at least for a quarter. Or they should play them for a quarter.
Okay.
Because the Cardinals don't have the luxury, folks, to put everybody in bubble wrap.
No, they do
and
not.
Save them.
Right.
And go another 2 weeks without any hardy competition and come out and go to D.C. and take on the Commanders and feel that they're going to hit on all cylinders. They don't have that luxury. So, again, for Jonathan Gannon, I'm playing my guys because I got to be damn ready to go and not get embarrassed by going back to D.C.
Fair enough. Speaking of the Commanders real quick, I thought Sam Howell, look, I know it was a preseason game, but it had the feel of a regular season game last night. And I thought their starting quarterback, Sam Howell, second-year player out of North Carolina, I thought he showed his wares pretty well.
Yeah, he did. As a matter of fact, and maybe that's the reason why he's starting.
Okay.
You know, you got Jacoby Brissett is the backup, and he thought that he would go in there. And I thought initially with Brissett going to the Commanders, as well as I thought he did at times for the Browns and the Colts, that he'd be the odds-on guy that would win that job. But second-year guy, speaking of fifth-rounders, a fifth round and him coming out and pretty much taking over the reins, they said he's really his second year, which typically happens. Yep. He has that command to come out in the huddle and to make things happen. 188 yards. Right. I didn't light it up, but he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He had the 2 touchdowns. And I think when you're looking at consistency at that position, there's a term I use all the time, Jimmy, is coaches want that quarterback being consistently consistent. You don't have to, start the world on fire and throw for 500 yards. You can throw for $188 and have the 2 touchdowns, take care of the ball, and win a football game.
Break.
Did we win? Yes, we did. That's all that matters.
All right, fair enough. All right, everybody, quick timeout. When we come back, it is indeed going to be our random fact of the day. It's all powered by your Valley Chevy dealers. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this out. This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
And so my takeaway on the version of Hard Knocks last night is Aaron.
I thought I did, but
version of Aaron.
I need to be closer to the mic.
And he's selling it to me, and he's selling it to Sala, and he's selling it to America, and he's selling it to his teammates. It's a sanitized presentation of social media.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
If you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bikes for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
Calling all putting enthusiasts. It's time to seize the spotlight on the grand stage of the World Putting Tour. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a passionate amateur, everyone is invited to showcase their skills and compete for the prestigious title this September 2nd and 3rd. And guess what? The winner takes home an incredible $10,000 cash prize. Your chance to shine is here, so don't hold back. Join the excitement, embrace the challenge, and show the world what you've got. Register now at puttingworld.com and be part of the World Putting Tour.
20th Century Studios presents Vacation Friends 2, only on Hulu, Friday.
Look at us, all together again. We just wanted to give you guys a real honeymoon.
Shots!
This Friday.
He was just released from jail.
Where can I get a drink around here? Back on vacation. This place is nice. It's drug lord nice.
I'm sorry, drug lord nice?
With more baggage.
Ever since he showed up, he turned this relaxing vacation into total chaos. Who does that?
Vacation Friends 2, rated R, streaming only on Hulu, Friday.
To your left, our new exhibit, Monarchs of Springfield. And right here, we have our empty tour guide stand.
The last time Bryn hired someone is ancient history.
Sir, excuse me, that's not part of the exhibit.
They need tour guides who know the museum ropes.
Hey, kid, you like wearing khakis? I got a job for you.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
And now it's time for
Random facts.
1, 2, 3, 4. Random facts of the day, everybody. It's always brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. Great partnership that we have with them. Once again, brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Well, a lot of folks don't know this. That's why it is the random fact of the day, brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. The tradition of presidents wearing an American flag pin started because of a Robert Redford movie back in 1972 called The Candidate. Excellent movie. I remember watching way back. He wore one in the movie, and Nixon's chief of staff saw it and had the real president start wearing one.
Wow.
So that's where that United States flag, that pin, all started way back in 1972. So who says that Hollywood doesn't have an influence on the presidential race?
On the White House.
On the White House.
You got that right. That is the Chevy dealers, Valley Chevy dealers, random fact of the day.
And footballers here in the Valley Chevy dealers want to set you up with a new 65-inch smart TV for the upcoming season. All you have to do is just take Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 59925. And one lucky listener will win a brand new big screen TV courtesy of the Valley Chevy dealers. Standard message and data rates apply. If you need more details, head to our website, rocandmanuch.com. That's rocandmanuch.com. Again, your chance to win a big screen TV is now. Just take Chevy to 59925.
All right, let's talk a little NFL because everybody's so jacked up for the season to begin.
Can't wait.
Yep, I can't either. Bill Belichick, you remember him. A guy who had a quarterback by the name of Tom Brady. And he is going to make, meaning Tom Brady, a guest appearance since he's retired now, back in New England. And Belichick was on the show called The Greg Hill Show. And he's talking about Brady and if he deserves to have a statue. Now, this is interesting. Take a listen. Here it is.
You think he deserves a statue?
Give him whatever you want. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Give whatever he wants.
Season tickets for a lifetime. Whatever he wants, man. Rename the stadium after him. Whatever. Make him part of the Kraft family.
Yeah, sure.
Just deadpan. Just give him whatever he wants.
But that's Belichick for you when he's being interviewed. Here's a couple of others from Belichick on Brady. And we just referenced the fact that he is going to come back to New England as a retired player. Here it is.
Speaking of week one, a lot of fans looking forward to Tom Brady returning here to Gillette that night. I know you'll be focused on the game, but what kind of emotions will you be feeling with Tom coming back here for the first time as a retired player?
Yeah, spoken to Tom a couple times. Always look forward to seeing Tom. And what a great experience and opportunity it was for me to coach Tom. And tremendous appreciation for everything he did for me, did for our team, everything he gave us, and look forward to seeing him. And sounds like he's moving on to a very successful career in broadcasting and whatever else he decides to do is
okay. Don't get too excited, Bill.
I was going to say, if I ever want to take a nap in the afternoon, I'm going to turn on Bill Belichick quotes because he'll put you to sleep.
He will put you to sleep.
I mean, his voice is very kind of soothing.
What?
It's unexciting.
Monotone.
It's so monotone. It's just okay.
All right, I'm going to do this next segment in my best Bill Belichick. Okay, here we go. I'll see if I put everybody to sleep. If you're driving, do not fall asleep. Bill Belichick. He's going to talk a little bit about the team's interest that they had in in Aaron Rodgers. This obviously was before he signed with that other team, the Jets. So here it is.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, some talk in the offseason that you may have been interested in him. Was that accurate?
Yeah, well, I'm not really sure what you're referring to.
A report from Craig Carton in New York that you guys had inquired about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I personally couldn't speak to that. Look, there's a lot of conversations in the offseason between our personnel people, other executives, so I mean, I don't know what he's really talking about.
All right.
Could it be any more deadpan?
So
2 minutes.
Here's the next one by Bill Belichick.
This might be a little more excitable.
Maybe, but I'm not going to hold my
excitement.
Hold my breath. He talked about having an opportunity to see some singer, Taylor Swift. I don't know if I'm going to be a Swiftie or not, but here's what he had to say.
Football aside, there's been some good concerts here this summer. I know that you've talked in the past about how you don't usually do concerts, but you've taken in Bruce Springsteen before. Bruce is here this weekend. You'll be in Nashville. Were you able to go see?
Bad.
I know that's a bummer, but did you go to any other concerts leading up to it this summer?
Yeah, saw a little bit of Taylor.
That's my guy.
We were wondering about that.
Yeah, and that was about it.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you get rained out? Were you at that show?
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
she
killed it.
She's tough, man. She just stood out there and played right through it.
I mean, so are you.
So you almost heard him smiling there.
I do this radio show on Fox Sports 910 with Roc and Manuch, Jackson, Richie, and they're all pretty good guys.
1 minute.
If I ever had to do the show in the rain,
you'd be a tough guy.
I'm sure that you guys would be tough.
Who would have thought that
Good
Bill
God.
Belichick's a Swiftie? He's a Swiftie. And she said she's tough. Matter of fact, they showed that on the news back to New England. It was pouring.
It was coming down.
As long as it wasn't lightning, they were okay to be on stage with all the electrical equipment. She's playing the guitar.
I know.
She's just drenched in. But he actually, you could almost hear him.
Almost smiled.
Yeah, he almost like cracked a happy face. God forbid.
Hey, everybody. Valley Chevy dealers want to give you something. That's right. Not just a car. How about a brand new 65-inch smart TV? All you have to do is just text Chevy to 59925. That's Chevy to 599. Automatically be in the drawing, which will take place, and you will have your name in it. It's Fox Sports 910.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory arriving daily. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Watch, win, wager. It's the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona's Pro Football Kickoff Party, Thursday, September 7th, hosted by Roc and Manuch. Win cash prizes and a chance of taking home a 75-inch smart TV. Plus, drink specials like $4 domestics and $5 house wines, all while watching the Detroit and Kansas City game. Don't miss the Watch, Win, Wager Kickoff Party in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. Doors open at 5. Details at rocandmanuch.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Your industry is unique. It faces its own challenges and risks that set it apart. That means choosing just any insurance company just won't cut it. At The Hartford, we take pride in knowing the ins and outs of your industry and help provide solutions that suit how you do business, from liability and property insurance to workers' comp and more. At The Hartford, we don't just talk about specialization, we live it. Learn how The Hartford can help your business at thehartford.com.
Attention homeowners, costly repairs ruining your budget? Get the award-winning Choice Home Warranty and see how much you can save. Call 1-844-674-5972 for a free quote. That's 1-844-674-5972. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Zach Gallen on the mound for the Diamondbacks, who take a modest 3-game winning streak into tonight's game of the Rangers. They are a half game behind the Giants for the NL's final wild card spot. MLB is investigating hateful comments made online and directed toward the teenage nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their series. ASU anointed freshman Jaden Rashada as the team's starting quarterback for their August 31st season opener against Southern Utah. The Cardinals signed linebacker Zach McLeod prior to leaving for Minnesota for joint practices with the Vikings leading up to their game on Saturday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free radio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Tuesday night, look for partly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into those mid to low 80s. And then for your Wednesday, slight chance of seeing some showers early on in the day, with temperatures topping out close to 104 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Parker & Sons.
Parker & Sons, your AC, plumbing, electrical, and even water filtration experts. With Parker & Sons, you get service in minutes, not days. So call 602-2REPAIR for Parker. We're not your average Joe.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
That's a little baseball game, and it's only a few hours away from right now, about 3.5, and they will get underway at Chase Field. Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks, D-backs, after last night's miracle victory, are now only a half game out of the final wild card spot in the National League. Manuch, it was a lot of fun last night.
It beats 3.5 just
it does.
5 days ago, and for this team that's now won 8 out of 10, the last 3 in a row. Good to see the bats going. Good to see the pitching coming together. And you look at the on average, this team, the Diamondbacks, and their 8 victories have outscored their opponent 5-3. Mm-hmm. Close games, but again, the thing that's impressive is this resolve that this team had. I thought, Jimmy, in the first half of the season, they'd be down, they'd come back. Combination of small ball, big ball, long ball, you name it, and getting the bullpen to help out. And then Zach Gallen was really, he was nails that first half of the season.
Right.
And then now I think we're starting to see that again. And we talk about Zach Gallen. He'll be taking the bump tonight against Gray. I mean, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Gray's got a 3.52 ERA.
He can pitch.
He can pitch. Zach Gallen, who's still in the hunt for the Cy Young Award, is 3.17 ERA. And again, this is that time of year. I think if guys will go 7, maybe 8 innings. We saw the guy last night for the Rangers. He went 8 before he turned the ball over to Chapman.
Montgomery
to Chapman. And then things kind of fell apart for them. But I think what you're seeing is a team that is confident. They've been through the worst of the worst. I mean, it could not get any worse in that 9-game skid that they have. And I think as a team in that ball club, they figure if we could survive that, and we're right there for the wild card, literally right there, along with you got Philadelphia, you got the Giants, you got the Diamondbacks, and you got the Marlins and the Reds. There's those teams, and the Cubbies. Don't forget the Cubbies too. I mean, that's what this is all about. So the focus is there that you hope to win tonight because you got one of those teams that's right in the hunt with you on the wild card, the Cincinnati Reds, who are pretty much coming to your ballpark, and you need to take care of business against them. Win at least 3 of the 4.
So game time tonight, 6:40, first pitch downtown at Chase Field. Cardinals will be matched up against the Minnesota Vikings Saturday, Manuch. It seems like the Vikings are not going to play. At least that's the tone that we're kind of getting. They're not going to play a lot of their starters, where on the other hand, Arizona most likely will.
Well, and Kevin O'Connell, the head coach, his philosophy, a lot of it comes from Sean McVay.
Okay.
When he's with the Rams as the offensive coordinator. He likes to play his guys, but he likes to be smart and just be understanding of, okay, we got these 3, 4, 5 individuals that probably won't play. But they've got to look at some individuals as well, too. They've got some free agents. They got some rookies. They got some depth issues. And their whole mantra in Minnesota is kind of a, all right, y'all don't think we're going to, how would I put this? Their mantra is, we'll show you. They don't have a chip on their shoulder. They have a boulder on their sholler.
Okay.
Because the whole moniker is, well, they can't get past the first playoff game.
Correct.
Well, that's all well and good. They go 13-4 or 14-3. They just can't get past the wild card situation. They can't get past the first playoff game. Well, Kirk Cousins, he's all good, and he gets the big numbers. He just can't win the big one. They're very aware of that. And I've heard a couple of their players talk about, they've had some conversations about, this is the year for us to knock that door down. So I'll be interested to see if O'Connell plays his guys, where the Cardinals have to play.
They have to play
their starters.
Yeah.
You know, at least a quarter apiece to make sure they're ready to go that first game, which you have 2 weeks to get ready for.
That is correct. By the way, recapping our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. Here's the question. What is the best position for Isaiah Simmons? Because the kid has been all over the field. What is that old saying? A master of none?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Well, that's what I said, master of none. How's it going right now?
You got the last part okay, Jimmy.
I did.
We'll give you credit. We'll give you half credit.
I need all
so
the
again, on the State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. What do you feel? What do you feel is the best position for Isaiah Simmons? Is it safety? Is it edge rusher? Is it weak side linebacker? Or is it inside linebacker? Well, currently right now what I voted on, weak side linebacker.
Me too.
Put his butt back there on the weak side linebacker. 50%. Edge rusher, which I was kind of torn between the two. So edge rusher's at 40%.
Okay.
Inside linebacker, 10%. Safety, Jonathan Gannon. Safety, where he's at now? You think he might be listening?
I hope so.
0%. 0%. Folks have voted, and 0% in reference to where they feel, the fans, and the fans know, right? The fans always know.
Sure.
They feel is his best position. So I think the weak side linebacker, we all know. Get him up close. Maybe cover a running back out of the backfield or a tight end. Struggles with covering anybody. We saw that again the other night.
Yes.
So I think, again, this Cardinals staff wants to put a square peg in a round hole. It's just not going to work.
Kyle
not going to work.
Yep, Kyle Vanden Bosch coming up roughly in about 10 minutes. We'll pick his brain about all of this as well. Let's move quickly then to college football. ASU names their starting QB, and I guess it is somewhat of a surprise because I think a lot of people thought Bourguet was going to just be the carryover, but Manuch, that's not the case.
Well, what you read with the story is Kenny Dillingham, it seems as though Pine was the guy, the transfer in from Notre Dame, who was really doing a great job picking up the offense. And it seemed from indication that he had really done a good job and surpassed Bourguet as the starter. Well, he gets hurt in that scrimmage last weekend up at Pinetop, in Payson. up at Camp Cush, as I call it.
Yeah.
Tonazona. And at that point, they went, well, okay, he might be out for 2 or 3 weeks with this hamstring. And the kid in the meantime, Jaden Rashada, who we're talking about, has been throwing the ball fairly well. He's making the right reads. He's throwing the ball down the field. He's been accurate. He's been consistent. And at this point in time, they're probably thinking, well, if Pine can't go, and I got Trenton Bourget, who's going to be a redshirt senior, his 5th year, but this kid is holding his own, and he's got a special skill set.
Okay.
And he's showing more maturity than we thought he would, then maybe, just maybe, we start him. And that's why I think they came with that decision. They were forced, basically, to start Rashada over Pine since Pine's hurt.
There you go. All right. Here's an interesting story that we stumbled on by accident because I couldn't open it up on my iPad because I'm useless. And when it comes to technology. So the Rook, the intern, is going to enlighten us. This story is interesting from the standpoint. It involves University of Arizona and Manuch's. No,
Jimmy, hold on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is there some minutia surrounding the story?
There is with Kansas State. So with all of that, what do you got, Rook?
Don't you love it, Rook?
Oh,
you gotta love
yeah,
it.
man. 3 times a week I get to spend with you guys. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, sorry, Jack.
So basically, Kansas State, Arizona.
Yeah.
Obviously, they share the same animal name and now conference next season. And allegedly, this is about to be the first time next season that they would play since 1978. But before,
Did I interrupt you?
Of course, yes.
Who
Did
was
you
the
win
starting
the game?
quarterback?
I know you were.
Who was the starting quarterback for your K-State Wildcats? They played down there in Tucson.
Did you win?
We got crushed.
I didn't even know that, actually. I was just reading it. I wasn't even trying to prompt.
Okay.
you.
No, I could have told you that. I could have said, but the trivia was, 1978. We visited the Wildcats down there. Corky Ingram body slammed me. Tony Mason was the head coach for your U of A Wildcats. They beat the dog.
Okay.
All right,
So
go ahead.
a long time ago, Kansas State, Arizona agreed.
Many years ago.
They agreed to have a home series in 24 and 25 with Kansas State,
Okay.
Arizona.
Yeah. Great.
Well, now since they're in a conference, they're trying to figure out what to do, as obviously it'd be a conference game. Well, reported here from Kansas City Sports, they said they are in discussions to try to make it a non-conference game. That doesn't make any sense.
No. Why?
Just make it a conference game, but just play each other, like mandatory play each other, 24 and 25.
Yeah.
Do a home and home, whatever. I mean, that type of thing. I mean, I hope Kansas State didn't come up with that. Because I'd be all over the boys.
It sounds like
City.
It sounds like something that K-State would do. All those people out in the farm field. They got nothing else to do.
We're not afraid. We ain't got no dogs in our facility. Like I tell people, you're afraid, go get a dog. You know, that makes no sense. If you're in the conference, things have changed since 1978.
It changed in a heartbeat.
I mean, I'm not playing anymore, but things have changed a little bit since 1978. So how can it not be a conference game? So I hear that and I go, what the hell kind of rhetoric is that? Where's that coming from?
Because it was originally scheduled as a non-conference
and I get
game.
it. You imagine that.
I know.
1978, they had to force it and said, look, we're going to play down here in Tucson in 1978. In the 20 and 24 and 2025 season, some 46 years from now, we'll have you come to Manhattan, Kansas. What? It's a long-ass time, man. That's got some serious scheduling out in front.
I just found it to be an interesting story that they were trying to figure out how to make it a non-conference game.
That's guys, come on, are you serious? So if I put this chocolate on top of this vanilla ice cream, and since we're only promoting vanilla, let's just pretend that chocolate doesn't exist. We put it on this vanilla ice cream. Man. So, anyways,
isn't that funny, Jax? That as soon as when I saw that the last time they played was Tucson, 1978.
Yeah, well,
I knew he was the QB.
I thought he played in the 50s. That's why I mentioned it on the radio.
It's
'cause
close.
I was like, no, he didn't play in 78. I thought he played in the 50s.
Brother, we got smoked. All I can tell you. We went down to U of A, and they beat us like a tom-tom. Wow. They beat us. Yeah, 31-zip. Man, oh, man. Well, not a good day, but we bounced back.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to take a quick break. We're out here at Tempe Marketplace. The Barrio Queen, it is indeed Taco Tuesday. Also, El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Come on out. Authentic Mexican food right here at the Barrio Queen. When we come back, former Cardinal defensive end Kyle Vanden Bosch is going to be our guest. We're going to dive in to the final exhibition game coming up this weekend. It is the Cardinals and the Vikings. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear traffic from the Dealers Traffic Center.
Yep, copy that.
From a crash involving a big rig from several hours ago. Fuel spill involved there. East and westbound 10 shut down from 411th Avenue over to Wintersburg Road. There's a crash on Bell and 94th Street, and one on southbound 17 near Indian School.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Football is here, and Roc and Manuch are hosting the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, Thursday, September 7th. Cash prizes all game, plus a chance to take home a 75-inch smart TV. It's the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party, Thursday, September 7th at Casino, Arizona.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer's here, and so are the Chevy offers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is hot, and so are the deals going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Don't miss the savings happening now during the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the selection today.
Brew Day is back at Twin Peaks. Every Wednesday this month, we're celebrating one of our most beloved things, beer. Get to any of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks and score 22-ounce Twin Peaks brew on draft for a special price all day. For a location near you, head to twinpeaksrestaurant.com.
I often get asked, how can Lerner & Rowe effectively handle DUI and criminal cases when you guys are a personal injury law firm? The answer is simple. We're good at it. Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a separate law firm from Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys. We have some of the most experienced criminal defense attorneys available, including one of only a few certified criminal attorneys in Arizona who have handled thousands of criminal and DUI cases. And we offer affordable payment plans. Getting the defense you need is one phone call away.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
This is Pretection. Yep, Pretection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Pre-barbecue. Pre-playground. Pre-everything. Pre-every day. Prevention is the best protection. This summer, make sure you have OFF, the #1 dermatologist recommended repellent brand. SC Johnson, a family company.
MLB is looking into incidents of online bullying directed toward the teenage nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their series. ASU names freshman Jaden Rashada the team's starting quarterback for their season opener against Southern Utah. The NBA slaps the Sixers' James Harden with a $100,000 fine following recent comments regarding his future with the team and calling President Daryl Morey a liar. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Nothing from Kyle yet.
You need for the office and the classroom for less. Now save even more with $50 off your print and marketing services order of $150 or more. Offer ends 8/26. Visit staples.com/print for details. Save for your business at Staples.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the Sun Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
You're live.
We roll all the way till 4 o'clock today. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jax is here. Richie holding down the fort at the iHeart Radio studios. We're going to get kind Kyle Vanden Bosch on the show here in a little bit. But before we do, Manuch, there's a story circulating around, and it involves the Diamondbacks, Tommy Pham, and his family.
Yeah, it reports, and Richard talked about this too in reference to, we'll get to that after we get done. But now joining us here on the right show to guest line is the one, the only Kyle Vanden Bosch, former Arizona Cardinal, Tennessee Titan, Detroit Lion, and Detroit has not been the same since this young man left. Now joining us here. How you doing there, big fella? You getting all ready for them Brophy Broncos to take the field this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm new to this coaching thing, but I understand why coaches feel like they're never ready. You worry about everything, man.
We were talking about that yesterday, that the losing the fourth preseason game is driving these NFL coaches nuts, as you know, Kyle, because they'll be there 24/7 if they could. Now they're trying to put that 8-pound ball, that 10-pound ball in an 8-pound hole without that remaining week to get themselves ready for opening day.
Yeah. It's a balancing act, I do think, what the Cardinals are doing this year, what they did last year, I think these joint practices do have a ton of value.
Sure.
I'm actually, you can run your own stuff. You can run it against their defense. You can get together and script things. You can say, we need work on 2-minute drill. We need work on a backed up period. And the other team can accommodate and give you different looks than you've seen throughout training camp. But the way it has gone, most teams do these joint practices, and then that gives them the luxury of getting their ones reps in a more controlled manner, and then they don't play the last preseason game. And I'm shocked at this point the NFL hasn't found a way to monetize these joint practices, because, if I'm the average fan, I'm showing up to those free practices that are open to the public when they're joint, as opposed to paying money to watch players that probably aren't going to be on the team in a week.
Yeah, interesting you say that, because we'd have Green Bay come in for a couple days, or we'd go to Cleveland and we'd scrimmage the Browns, and we would do a lot of that prior to the regular season. And quite frankly, Kyle, I really enjoyed it as a quarterback, and for all the team, all the guys, it was very competitive. It's a new group of guys. You want to compete and you want to show out, because you're still getting evaluated whether you're competing against yourself or that team you're going to play on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I actually think, all my years, look, I played 12 years, went through 12 training camps, and we only did joint practices twice, but I can distinctly remember we were more amped when the Rams came and visited us for 2 days of practice and competing against them on the practice field than we were for any of our preseason games. And some of it has to do with, you've got another team coming into your facility, and you don't want to back down from them. You don't want to let them come in and show you up. So it was heated, and the competition was dynamic. And actually we did 2 days of practice. We had a day off, and then we had our preseason game, and we played like garbage in the preseason game because we were so wore out from those 2 days of practice.
Interesting. That leads me then to this upcoming and final exhibition game. The Cards and the Vikings. The spread out of Las Vegas is -1.5 Minnesota. So that tells me that the inside knowledge odds makers believe the Vikings are not going to play any of their frontline starters at all. So they are giving the Arizona Cardinals a chance, because it is pretty much stated that most of the starters are indeed going to play, at least in the first half. Where are you on something like that? Because the reason I brought it up is because of what you just said about having those inter-squad scrimmages as compared to watching a preseason game when the starters don't even play.
Yeah, well, two points off the bat. One, if you're betting on preseason games, you got a problem. Secondly, obviously Vegas didn't watch the Chiefs game because that was rough. Everything the Cardinals did against the Broncos, and that encouraged the fans, that encouraged me with the clean operation, with certain players standing out, making plays, looking like a real competent football team. A lot of those things were not there against the Chiefs. We I realize it's so hard to take much from preseason games, but the missed tackles, they had almost 200 yards after the catch. The Chiefs did, and blown coverages, big runs, really right up the middle of the heart of our defense. So, this team still has some work to do. I'm confident that this team will get a lot of these things ironed out. But I don't know how they're favored against very many teams, in the preseason, regardless of who's playing and who's not playing. And I also get the feeling, that after 2 full days of the ones getting, some good work against the Vikings, I don't think the Cardinals are going to play very many of their starters, at least the ones that aren't in an open competition at this point.
Kyle, our State 48 Roofing Get Your Call question today, I want to get your thoughts on this, because if there was one individual that really, really stood out like a sore thumb with how bad he was, at least I thought, and here it is. What do you feel is the best position for one Isaiah Simmons? Is it safety, edge rusher, weak side linebacker, or inside linebacker? Right now, as we speak, 50% say weak side linebacker, 40% say edge rusher, 10% say inside linebacker, 0% feel safety is the last position they play him at. I got to tell you what, Kyle, this is my opinion. This experiment is not working. He was out of position twice, got burned. I'm not seeing it, and I think Jonathan Gannon's doing a great job of covering for him, but I don't know what you do with this young man.
Yeah, let me start by saying, well, I'll answer the question first. I think he's in the right position. I think he's a rangy player that plays better in space. I don't think he put him in a phone booth at inside linebacker and tell him to fill an A gap. I think he can close ground quickly. He can cover grass quickly. Now, saying that, I'm not sure at this point. It's a matter of moving him to a different position. My biggest concern is at times in that preseason game, I saw a lack of effort. And that is something I can't get over. If I was in that locker room, look, I can handle, taking a bad step. I can handle a bust in an assignment. I can deal with a lot of things. But if I know that somebody in my locker room is not giving good effort on the football field, not playing the game the way it's meant to be played, not matching the level of intensity of Buda Baker and what he brings to the practice field and the game field every week, that's my issue. And I'm beginning to think that that's probably his issue. It's not let's find the best position for him. It's, is this guy going to be dialed in and be able to use his athletic ability and just cut it loose? Because, the hardest thing as a coach or as a teammate is when you have a guy that has the ups and downs where he'll have a phenomenal game and be a big part of the reason you win, and then he doesn't show up the next week. And you as a team are riding the roller coaster based on that player's mood. And it just looked like, after he got that personal foul, it looked like he was disinterested. Even when he's trailing receivers, I know how fast he can run.
Sure.
I have seen it. I have seen him close, and he was not going full speed. It was like probably 3/4, a little bit higher than half speed that he was chasing down receivers. And that's something that to me is unforgivable. So I'm not sure at this point, that the coaches need to keep racking their brains about where can we put him to utilize his skill set. Somebody's got to figure out a way to get him to play with consistent effort, and then he can be a player.
It's always great, pal, when you come on the show. Always super insight. All right, Coach, good luck in the upcoming high school game, okay?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
See ya. There you go. That's Kyle Vanden Bosch on the Wright Toyota guest line. Before we get into our next break, because Bob McManaman is coming up as well, let us finish up that quick topic that we talked about, Arizona Diamondbacks and Tommy Pham.
Just real quick, with the whole blow up with the Tommy Pham in San Diego this last weekend. You just heard in our last update, and Rich and I talked about this coming in doing the show, going over the show, is that it is official. Tommy Pham's nephew has had some death threats.
Amazing.
In reference to everything that kind of gone down.
Yeah.
Tommy Pham leaving the San Diego for the Mets. I mean, just a slew of just ridiculous stuff. So there has been a death threat against his nephew, which is absolutely ridiculous. So that report is alive and well.
Okay, fair enough. So that is the latest that we have for you. Plus, they have the game tonight the final game being the 2-game series with the Texas Rangers. All right, everybody, a quick timeout. When we come back, more Cardinal talk. That is right, as Bob McManaman is going to be our guest, the beat writer for the Arizona Republic and AZ Central Sports. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox 10.
Clear. Trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
ASU anointed freshman Jaden Rashada is the team's starting quarterback for their August 31st season opener against Southern Utah. The Cardinals signed linebacker Zach McLeod prior to leaving to Minnesota for joint practices with the Vikings leading up to Saturday's contest. Zach Allen on the mound for the Diamondbacks, who look for a 4th win in a row in tonight's game of the Rangers. Arizona a half game behind the Giants for the NL's final wild card spot. MLB is investigating hateful comments made online directed toward the teenage nephew of D-backs outfielder Tommy Pham, who had a verbal altercation with Padres fans during their series. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For your Tuesday night, look for partly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into those mid to low 80s. And then for your Wednesday, slight chance of seeing some showers early on in the day, with temperatures topping out close to 104 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Plumbing Masters.
Plumbing Masters, your full-service plumbing experts. Repairs and installs, our work is guaranteed. Home of the $93 or it's free drain clearing. If we can't get you flowing, you don't pay. Visit plumbingmastersaz.com. Are you looking for a change in your career path?
He's on hold.
Looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarters, squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
Calling all putting champions. Don't miss the World Putting Tour's next event on September 2nd through the 3rd. Compete for the prestigious title and a chance to win from the incredible $30,000 monthly purse. Register now at puttingworld.com.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Rob Hunter. I'm excited to learn. So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Right now, a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks are just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 8/26, limit 30. School on, save on at Staples.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
You're live. Bobby's ready.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We're here at Barrio Queen, Tempe Marketplace, having a great time. Food's terrific. Drinks are even better. It is indeed Taco Tuesday and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well, which brings us to our next guest, who always says that he would love to join us for a little food and drink, but he never does. I think he doesn't like me.
He's busy.
Yeah, I know he's busy. I know.
He's out there covering those cards.
Yeah, I know. Arizona Cardinals beat writer Bob McManaman from the Republic and also AZ Central Sports. You can always follow him on Twitter or X at AZ Bobby Mack. AZ Bobby Mack. Bobby, Jimmy B, and Manuch, how are you, pal?
Jimmy B, I love you. I'm sure I've met you over the 40 to 50 years we've been doing this together. So don't say I don't like you. I probably just tolerate you.
Spoken like a true professional. I just tolerate you. All right, speaking of tolerating then, the game against the Chiefs. Woo.
Wow,
oh,
Bobby.
Man, Bobby.
Woo,
Yeah. Just quickly your overall takeaway from that disaster.
Yeah, well, in the moment, it was bad, but, you know, I look at it like this. I had to take a step back, and it took me a day and a half or 2 days to realize this, and it's bad that it took me that long, but the first team offense and defense was okay for the first 2 series. And then it kind of went haywire, and I overreacted in a preseason game, and I slammed them. I slammed everybody, and I feel bad. I should not have done that. It was preseason against a really good team, a rebuilding team against a championship team. So I think we got to check everything at the door and start over and see how they do in Minnesota. And I feel shame. I should go into the penalty box.
Bob, you're watching that game, and I agree to a point, but I just think sometimes effort is everything. And I don't know if Jonathan Gannon addressed it or not, reading your articles and reference. I think he might have did it in code. And he just said, look, we can't do that with that kind of a good team or we're going to get crushed. He did say that. But, I mean, as far as tackling.
I did say that, and I believe that because this is not a great team and Arizona. They could be, but they're not yet. And if they play this way against good teams, they're going to get crushed.
Exactly. And I think that in preseason, as far as missed tackles and yards after contact and blown assignments on and on and on, I think they took a little bit of a step back. Maybe that emotion wore out.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that's noticeable, it's just a lack of depth, at least with this team when you play a team that's got a lot of depth in the Chiefs.
I don't know. I think they have quarterbacks that are sizzling, the Chiefs, and the Cardinals quarterbacks aren't. And as good as Tune has looked at times, and Blau has been okay, McCoy hasn't done anything that's going to rip Loria, but I think the Chiefs quarterbacks just like, hey, we're going to take it to you, and we're going to go. I remarked to my people in the press box the other night, I'm like, when are the Cardinals going to go deep? We're not going to try to go, take it down the field and throw some deep. They just don't do that very often until they're behind or whatever. And it's only been 2 games, but the Chiefs attacked the Cardinals defense. And I think that thing was lost on a lot of people.
Well, that was.
They got smoked.
Yeah, no, and I think that's noticeable when you watch that. I think the other side of the coin is when you watch that game in reference to mano a mano or the ones-on-one. And to your point, I told these guys yesterday, Rock and Jimmy, I thought the first quarter, first half, it was solid, but after that, things fell apart. But all that being said,
well, it went sideways.
Yeah, I mean, 6 straight possessions the Chiefs scored, or was it 6 straight, 5 or 6 straight? That being said, Bob, now that it looks like that they're really trying to get Clayton Tune to be the backup to the backup. With these 2 practices coming up tomorrow and Thursday, and then the game on Saturday, are they going to try to? My guess would be have this young man start with the starters on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon against the Vikings. That being Clayton Tune.
Your guess is as good as mine, Manuch. You would know better than me. You're a quarterback. I'm just a sports writer. But I will tell you this, that all signs are pointing towards Tune getting more time again.
Yeah.
And, it's weird. I don't know. This coach, I love him. I keep telling you I love him, but I don't know him yet. I don't know what he's going to do. He won't tell us what he's going to do at all. Usually, I mean, even Kingsbury told us what he was going to do, even if he lied. But so I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I think Tune, Gannon told us that look, this kid needs the reps. But I think so does Colt McCoy, doesn't he?
Yeah,
but
sure.
If since they went to the 3 preseason game format, it's different. Now it's like, do you play the guys or do you sit them out? Everybody's different, and it's weird, man. I'm not in Minnesota with the team. My colleague Jose Romero is going to be there. You can follow him on Twitter and at AZ Central for sure. Please do. But I'll tell you this. Colt McCoy is going to be the starter. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Even though I dig Clayton Tune, I just don't think it's going to happen for him just this quick. Now, could it happen in game 3? Yeah, it could.
I'm real curious, Bobby, what your takeaway will be if indeed the starters don't play, Tune plays at quarterback, and they have another disaster. It appears that the Vikings are not going to play any of their players. I think the concessionaires and the ball boys are going to suit up. Okay. So what would your takeaway be if they stink?
If they don't, I don't know. They better do good then. If nobody from the Viking starting group is, I know Cousins isn't playing, but I'll be interested to see how, whoever does play plays well, because there's 5 to 6 starting spots still up for grabs, in my opinion. And they're not even really that up for grabs. It's like fine tuning, and it's A1, A2 cornerbacks. Obviously, Isaiah Simmons. Are you really going to roll him out there as a starter? Or I just don't know. Are you going to make Jalen Thompson the slot cornerback, or do you just put Simmons on the bench? Probably where he belongs right now. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of the offensive line is set. I think Keontae Ingram's your number 2 running back behind Connor, but I think there's a lot of things at stake here. I don't know if the game's going to decide that so much as the practices will on Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
So, Bob, as we head into, because after this 10 o'clock, by the way, folks, the game starts at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Our time. So get yourself up, get your eggs and bacon going, maybe get that Bloody Mary going, Get that little El Bandito Yankee tequila flowing.
Coffee and donuts, man. Coffee and donuts.
Yeah, that'll work.
So basically 2 weeks after this last scrimmage or whatever you want to call it, what's going to be your main storylines as far as the 2 weeks until opening kickoff on September 10th?
I think it's the mindset of the team when it comes to what are we going to be this year? Are we all in with this new culture, which I think they are, and I believe in it. I do believe in it. But what are we going to do in 2024? I'm looking way ahead.
Sure.
And I'm trying to get out of that, but it's stuck in me. It's stuck in everybody that follows this team. I think that's what you need to look for is what's going to be the end result from whatever happens. I think they could be better than what people think they're going to be. But is that from 3 wins to 5 wins? That's about as far as I'm willing to pitch it. But I think it's all about how willing are they to blow this thing up and start all over again with a new quarterback and hopefully adding a number 1 wide receiver in Harrison Jr., which I want to see. I want to see that part. I'm not saying the quarterback yet, but this is on the table, and every single week it's going to be look ahead, look ahead, look ahead.
By the way, how is Kyler Murray coming along? I saw he's out there throwing a little bit via the tape. How's he coming along?
He's on track. Everything's good. I think he'll be back sooner than we think. But that's up to management. It's also up to ownership. It's up to trainers. It's up to Kyler. It's up to the coaches, which means it's up to nobody. I think that's, it's the question everyone's going to ask every week until he's back. But I do think they're going to, I don't want to say slow play it. I think they're just going to really bide their time. And there's nothing wrong with that unless, if you're 0-9 and he hasn't played yet, I'm not rushing him back.
I'm with you on that 100%. It's always good, pal, when we catch up with you. Enjoy the early morning
and
TV
I do like
podcast.
You,
yeah, what do you got?
I do. I like you. I want to go eat breakfast or lunch with you.
Well, you and I have indeed crossed paths in the past. In fact,
there's no doubt.
Yes, I was doing Buffalo, and I was thinking about this while Manuch was asking you questions. I came in and I did Buffalo and Arizona when they were still playing at ASU. And I did the game on TV, and I'm pretty sure.
I was there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure we met
You're the short
that
guy,
time.
right?
Pardon me?
You're the short guy, right?
I am the short guy, yes.
5'3", 110 pounds. That's Jimmy.
I'm kidding. I love you.
Thank you, Bobby. You have a good weekend.
That's Bobby's love language right there, Jimmy.
I know. I got it. Thank you, pal.
Thanks for having me.
You got it, kids. See you later. Bobby Mack, you can always follow him on Twitter or X at AZ Bobby
You're
Mack.
that short guy.
You're that short guy.
That's right. You had Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
You had Ted Washington, a nose tackle.
Yeah.
You beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You smoked them.
Like 38-10.
Oh.
Flutie threw for like 350 in that game. Eric Moulds, I think, had 3 touchdowns.
You're one of the only quarterbacks you looked eye to eye with.
Pretty much.
Doug Flutie.
Yeah, I know. It was great when he came out for our party.
Was that a Monday night football game?
No, it was a night game. It was a Saturday game. I'm sorry,
no,
Sunday game.
It got into the night. Yeah,
because it was still warm. So, at any rate, story time with Jimmy B and Manuch. There you go. Quick time out, everybody. But before we do that, I want to remind you about this, because this is going to be a fantastic time. NFL season opener is going to take place September 7th, all right? It is a Thursday night. You want to be hanging out with us. We're going to host our inaugural Watch, Win, and Wager kickoff party. We have cold, hard cash to give away to everybody, and whoever attends gets free $25 quarter squares throughout the game, plus you'll automatically be entered to win a 75-inch big screen TV. Then we'll give that TV away in the fourth quarter. We'll have special guests there, drink specials, including Roc and Manuch Lager from Hess Brewing. It'll be on draft. $4 for that. It's really good. I've sampled it. So you got to come out and hang with us. It's Thursday, September 7th, Detroit and Kansas City. That's the NFL opener that Thursday night. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. It is the Casino Arizona at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. We will see you there. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports.
Check this out. This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
It's an old saying in sports, paralysis by analysis. Just don't overthink the room. And I thought to myself, we kind of know who's going to win in this league. I'm going Bills, Chiefs, Jags, Bengals, Eagles, Seahawks, Saints, Lions.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is an accident, Loop 101. That's the Bryce Freeway, southbound near University. It's off to the right. We also have an accident off right, Loop 202 South Mountain Freeway, northbound, right before Buckeye Road.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's BOGO $1 deal. Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave single, spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Have you been arrested for something you didn't do? When your liberty is on the line, you need an aggressive, experienced attorney to defend your rights. Lerner Law Group is the firm you can trust with your freedom. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state. And with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. Call Lerner Row today for a free consultation. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
If you have the first overall pick, select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
Watch, win, wager. It's the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona's Pro Football Kickoff Party, Thursday, September 7th, hosted by Roc and Manuch. Win cash prizes and a chance of taking home a 75-inch smart TV. Plus, drink specials like $4 domestics and $5 house wines. All while watching the Detroit and Kansas City game. Don't miss the Watch, Win, Wager Kickoff Party in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona.
I will remember it for next
details at rockandmanuch.com.
Are you shivering in the cold or sweating buckets in the heat? Say goodbye to discomfort with the AC Doctors same-day heating or cooling installation service.
AC Doctors, the only doctors who still make house calls. How can we transform your indoor comfort?
At least something works around here, you know?
Prado, can you make it happen?
Absolutely. Our skilled technicians will make you feel just right before you can say perfect temperature.
Don't suffer any longer. Trust family-run AC Doctors with over 20 years of experience for prompt and efficient same-day installation. For year-round comfort, call the AC Doctors, 602-767-7435, or visit theacdoctors.com to make your perfect temperature our priority.
Okay, now move your feet. Love the way you're moving when you're grooving on the beat.
Yeah, it's back to school season, and Famous Footwear is the place for great savings. For a limited time, save up to an additional $30 when you get new shoes for the entire family from all your favorite brands like Adidas, New Balance, Vans, and more. Hurry, this great deal won't last long, so shop online or bring the whole family to a Famous Footwear near you, and let our team of sizing experts help every kid find the perfect fit. Some exclusions apply.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app. It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
We didn't play particularly our best game early.
We kept fighting, and that's one of the things that I've noticed about this team is they fight and compete. And you put yourself in the right position enough times, and I feel like we had a couple of opportunities to get that big hit by doing the little things and just being smart and thinking little, allowing big things to happen, and the right guy in the right position comes up and bam.
So there you go. That is Torey Lovullo after the game last night. The terrific comeback by the Diamondbacks, and the same two teams play again tonight downtown at Chase Field. Their first pitch at about 6:40. That is our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Just make one call, and you can always go to lernerandrowe.com. They can help you. You get a free consultation. One call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Now, let's get to what's on tap.
All right, Richie, let's pour me a cold one back there if you can. Get over there and get that little sip on that. Speaking of that sip, what's on tap? The D-backs versus the Rangers. All gets going 6:30 on Your View TV on Cox. It's Channel 4 on TV. MLB.TV, that's going on. So that's what's on tap, brought to you by that fine brew, the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company, now available at the Tavern Grill in Scottsdale at 88th Street and East Violinda. Arena Sports Grill on Bell Road at 62nd Street. The Upper Crust on Cave Creek Road in 101, right there next to the Costco, and in the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Try for yourself. That's the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company.
All right, then let's get to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day.
You can still go to @Roc and Manuch to go ahead and vote. That's @Roc and Manuch to vote. Here's the question. What do you feel is the best position for Isaiah Simmons? Is it safety? Is it edge rusher? Is it weak side linebacker? Or is it inside linebacker? Well, currently the leader, weak side linebacker, 45.5%, which I voted on, Jimmy.
I did too.
Or the other one, edge rusher, also at 36.4%. Inside linebacker, 18.2%. Nobody, absolutely nobody, zero, nada mucho, está aquí, said safety is where they feel he should be playing. That's it. So that's your State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. Just go to @Roc and Manuch, and you can still vote.
So you're telling me zero?
Yeah, 0%. You know what? I think Bob McManaman mentioned something that I was thinking all along watching Saturday going, I feel the Cardinals are stuck with Isaiah Simmons.
They are.
They're stuck with him.
1 minute.
He's a player without a home. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. The safety thing's not working. I would say, personally, that's them. He's a weak side linebacker. At safety, at corner, or inside linebacker, he's a fish out of water. So I think right now he may not start. He might play a lot. But right now, them not picking up his option was probably the best thing for the Cardinals to move on.
I'm with you on that as well. And I feel bad for the kid just from the standpoint that he kind of got handed a bad deal. And they used him at so many different positions the first couple of years that his head's just swimming. And I'm with you on the outside linebacker spot as well. Hey, we are done here for today. Thank you to everybody here at Tempe Marketplace as we had a great time at the Barrio Queen. It is Taco Tuesday and an El Bandito Yankee Casino. Fox Sports.